We chew the fat and give our gut reactions on all things pop culture, film, TV and theatre. We talk to legends in the creative industry and those on the rise. We game old school. We support independent creatives. Got a project? Tell us about it. Get in touch. We do all of this, and a whole lot more. Like, subscribe, get involved. Join Lance Steen, Anthony Nielsen, and the Outcasts Creative.
Hello. Welcome to the Nielsen Ratings, my weekly review show of films old and new. We're going to be talking about The Odyssey tonight, even though we did do a special on Friday, getting our initial gut reactions and reviews from a panel of people. We are going to talk about it again tonight, and also just some of the diverging opinions and how it's polarizing people and stuff. I don't think it's all that bad a movie. Nor do I think it really warrants the discussion that it's getting, but we're going to get into it. Let me bring in my regular panelist and co-host. Stupenzolicious is in the house. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I thought for a minute your audio wasn't working as well. Bloody hell.
No.
I'm good. I tracked down our director of Deathstalker, Steve Katansky, and I found his Instagram. I've invited him on, so I actually invited him on today, so he may come on. During our Nielsen Ratings review. It's entirely possible he could pop on. We will see. I haven't had a communication back from him, so I don't know, but he's certainly seen the message, though. So we shall see what happens there. Did you watch Deathstalker?
Not again, but yes.
I mean, I'm talking about the 2025 one, not the...
Yes.
You've seen it, yeah.
I saw it back when it dropped online a few months back.
Okay.
I watched it at double speed at like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Oh, really? Those fights are pretty fast, so that would have made them sort of like Benny Hill proportions. Okay, well, Critic out. Is your audio working?
I can hear you fine now, yes.
Okay, what was going on there? And we've got Admiral Teag is in the house as well.
Hello, everybody.
Fantastic. Admiral Teag, did you manage to watch Deathstalker?
No, I did not.
Was the homework you score nil point?
I did ask you yesterday if there was any homework to catch up on. I'm sorry. Last week was nuts for me.
Yeah. So apart from the one that I talked about last week, no. So Deathstalker also led to me tracking down a couple of other B movies that I wanted to watch. And I'm going to give you homework for next week now. So pay attention, everyone, because I want everyone to watch this. This is your homework for next week. You've got to watch Yellow Hair and the Fortress of Gold, a female Indiana Jones, according to the Film Journal. Behind its walls, the treasure of kings. Getting in is easy. Getting out is impossible. There you go. I mean, you just know you're going to have a good time watching this. So
I love this these yellow font quotes that are like on top of the dark blue, which you can read
And the
then
light
it overlaps over to the light blue that you can't read.
Can't read. Yeah.
Fucking
I know.
idiots.
Yeah. Why didn't they just do like a, I don't know. why don't they-
Solid blue. I don't know.
Solid-
And yeah, the big blue shape. It just makes now the pyramid. You see how the pyramid thing has like a harsh bottom line right there, like it's cut out, and it just looks like bad clip art.
Yeah.
I can't stand shoddy graphic design, you guys.
But this is 1980s graphic design, but it's still pretty bad. Yeah.
I like the
Now I
airbrush
can't unsee it.
illustration of her.
Yeah. So this is starring Laureen Landon, who is still around, who was the star of the 1983 female Conan ripoff, Hundra. Have any of you seen that?
I have seen 100, yes.
It's not a film without some merit, actually. But Critic, I might invite you to talk about that.
If there's plenty of flesh on it, then I might consider a watch.
Someone's watched Deathstalker 1983.
Yellow Hair Fortress of Gold is the homework for next week, Northern.
Yeah, you've also kind of made me want to recommend Sam Goes, Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Oh mate,
Oh man,
I've seen it.
yeah.
Brilliant.
That's a what's his name? The guy from
Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper.
Roddy
Yeah.
Piper and the what's her name, Sandra Bergman, who's
Oh
God,
Mad
she
Max 2.
fuck me, does she get naked a lot in that one?
Check out
There's
the
a lot of
sequel.
flesh in that.
There's a sequel.
2 sequels.
There's a second sequel. Wow.
Well,
You're not gonna do better than the Chuck Norris one, though.
Northern, are you wanting to talk about that today? Because we can add it to the itinerary.
Not yet. I want to watch it again before we start talking. But there is one kind of futuristic one I will talk about later, though. Admiral Teag will probably guess what it is anyway.
Okay. Did you watch Deathstalker?
I've just watched an hour of it, and so far I kind of enjoy how fucking dumb it is. It's mixing up.
What? Let's talk about Deathstalker first. I think it was Enzo that brought it to our attention because we were talking about the.
I take the responsibility for that one last week.
It was Al.
Al, was it Al's fault? Al, did you then accidentally watch the original version? Is that what you're saying?
No. I rewatched the original to compare it to the 2025 version.
Oh, I mean,
I watched Deathstalker. I watched all the Deathstalker films when I went on a sort of sword and sandals and boobs and barbarians run.
Listen to the soundtrack in the big fight scene. You remember I told you that you can hear all these people going, hit him, and all that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
that's really bad.
It's all the people in the crowd, isn't it? It's meant to be all the people shouting encouragement during the tournament. But
it's all just like it's just people just being naff, really.
It is Patton Oswalt. I thought it was.
It was, yeah.
I thought I recognised the voice of the little.
It's been dubbed as it's been dubbed, doesn't it? You can really tell he's been dubbed there.
Doodad, I think they called him. The names in this new one are ridiculous.
Okay,
Grendel, Spain.
Let me talk about this because I was the one that insisted you all watched it. So this is a reboot. I think it's probably safe to say of the 1980s trilogy of films. They were not great movies. They had fantastic posters that promised much and delivered little, but that's what made young Lance rent them out. Always hoping that one might be better than the other. Sword and the Sorcerer, they were not. Now, this film, I have to say, has a lot to recommend it, in my opinion. Really good makeup effects, kind of cool looking monsters that I actually thought were actually kind of effective. Pretty good special effects, very good practical effects, lots of heads getting lopped off, that kind of thing. The film feels very small because it's a very low budget. The thing about Sword and the Sorcerer, which was still quite a low budget flick, was it managed to make itself feel really big. It managed to make itself feel in a part of a really large world. This doesn't quite succeed in that, but it tries really hard. The whole first half of the film is basically in an orange. It's got a weird kind of orange tint on it. And then we end up in a forest, so then it gets a weird green tint on it. And then we're in the finale, and then it kind of gets a weird blue tint. So they have used these sort of different tonal gels for different locations. But Daniel Bernhardt, he sells it. He's chewing off the scenery as the lead. He throws himself into the role. He's actually quite fun to watch because you can tell he's having fun playing the character. I thought Patton Oswalt's voiceover as the kind of the sidekick goblin creature thing was pretty fun. The female actresses in it are pretty good and quite easy on the eye as well. And I mean the costumes and the creatures are impressive. The fights are okay. This is a fun movie. If you came in from a festival and you're a bit mashed, or pizza and beers with a group of friends, it's kind of a fun watch. I thought it was going to be. This is total rip, by the way, from Sword and the Sorcerer. That's
what I thought as well.
Yeah, total rip.
Hang on, I've seen that before.
This is Laurie Field playing the Goblin, but voiced by Patton Oswalt. But you know what? I thought the film was all right. I kind of liked some of the monsters and the things they did, like with this lady here, if you remember that scene. And some of these little creature things were fun. I just thought it tried really hard to be a bit different. There were some really weird computer creatures. This is one of them. And some stuff, felt very cheap. But as a B movie I thought it was actually quite entertaining. And, if it can be entertaining, that's a win, isn't it? So I quite liked it. Don't know that I'm going to go out and buy the Blu-ray necessarily, but it was fun. It was fun. I was entertained. So this is straight out of Big Trouble in Little China, where they conjure up the two creatures and they're having that fight with them. Don't know if you remember that scene.
Yeah, and Lo Pan just does that weird thing with his phones where he's just like,
yeah, I know. He's like, never could beat me, Lo Pan, and all that. It's fun. I mean, this stuff is quite good. These shots are quite good. This is where the world feels a bit bigger, but there needed to be a bit more of this stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of tight shots in it as well, really is. It's like they're trying to hide a little bit of the limited studios they probably have, and it's...
Yeah, every location feels very small.
Where they'll use a tight shot and then they'll use a wide shot, but it's actually the same shot to try and get the most out of the footage. So
but I do appreciate that there is a lot of good practical effects in here. I mean, sometimes they look a little bit fake, but I'd rather have fake looking practical effects than fake looking CGI. It's
especially with this kind of budget.
Yeah, I thought all the practical stuff was really fun. I love this guy with the faces that turned round.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, it had a lot of good ideas in it. I'll give it that. It definitely had a lot of good ideas.
Yeah, it kind of had that little, thing that turned around and the liquid pours out, like in Jason and the Argonauts with the huge statue. What's it called again? Fucking hell, I forgot the name now.
The Colossus.
Yes.
You're talking about when he comes to life, when they nick the stuff from under the...
Yeah, because in Jason and the Argonauts, there's that little sort of like it's almost like a screw-in lid in his ankle, and he turns it, and the liquid comes out, and he does. Yeah, but what do they call it though? It's called something.
Talos. That's it, not Colossus.
Talos.
The Talos. Yeah. But I kind of liked it. It almost looks like it's stealing from that. And look, it is kind of taking off Jason and the Argonauts with the skeletons. It's awesome, but it's. The acting is a little bit hammy, and it does sometimes look a little bit like something you'll see on Tubi for free, but I still had fun for how stupid it was, though.
I think it was crowdfunded,
Yeah, it does. It does look very independent. It looks very independent. I like the trolls. I like the trolls with you can tell it's just some guy working the mouth, and they edit it to make it look like he's stand. But I would rather
see a guy in a costume like this.
Agreed.
Than a CG monster any day of the week, because it just feels like it's in the world. It feels real.
You can sort of tell they are going really creative. They're trying to give us creatures that look a little unlike something we've seen before. I mean, but
Well, I invited the director to come on in case he wanted to chat about it, but I'll show you something else. So I'm following him on Instagram, and this is actually on set of them filming one of the sequences. Take a look. So even just that one shot has got, this is the sets sort of for the final battle with the skulls and of deceased peoples and whatnot, and the big creature that comes up at the end. And obviously it's a guy in a suit, but a lot of effort going in there. I love seeing this behind the scenes stuff, and especially again when it's practical.
Yeah, because you can sort of see the working out as well, because they're dedicating a lot of time to make the special effects that are going to be on screen for maybe just a very short time. But was it?
Yeah, I mean, you had that teleporting mummy, didn't you? And that was pretty cool.
Yeah. One thing, was you kind of getting Solomon Kane vibes from this? You know, the fantasy film with James Purevoy and
Jason Fleming's in that.
I know. I was just about to say he's the main demon he takes on in the end. I mean, that was a pretty fun movie as well. Very campy, and I had fun watching it.
This is very, very different to the original Deathstalker. That's why I watched.
Yeah, but in a good way. In a good way. I thought.
I don't know. I feel like it's missing some of the. It feels like a very clean version of Deathstalker. Like all of any of the flesh, the females, the barbarian, all of that is just gone. It no longer looks like a Man of War concert. It is something completely different. Now that thing absolutely has merit in various ways. I love the practical effects in this. There's so much of it, and it's so inventive. And the directing is fine, absolutely fine. But the tone in places is all over the place.
Yeah, it does not whether it wants to be
that blonde guy, and he's cracking jokes, and he's got this weird voice and everything. I was like, "What the hell am I watching?" All of a sudden, 1 second we're getting people with their heads getting sliced off, and then we've got this weird cackling little blonde man. And I mean, I think it works as a film. But it is so far removed from the original Deathstalkers that I'm surprised they didn't just call it something else, because it is just a dude called Deathstalker.
I mean, I thought it was better, way better than any of the original Deathstalker films, because although they're of a certain time and they represent that cheap and cheerful Roger Corman era, the acting in them was dire to the point that you couldn't really even call it acting. Here people can act, but they know how to they know tonally how to approach it. And you've got the likes of Patton Oswalt as well giving it some credibility. Everybody in this can act, and they know how to approach the tone in the
But this is the problem, is it like this guy, for exple, just
that was bonkers.
Clown. What is
I know. I did enjoy it when he died.
A stage play at times. As I say, there's some creative ideas here, and I can't really fault the directing and the use of the budget and all that kind of thing. But like the bit where he has to give these guys a hug, and I was like, what was going on?
That was kind of bonkers.
Kind of weird, but yeah, it just didn't feel like Deathstalker to me. Like if you had not called this Deathstalker and you just called it something completely different, I would not have known. I literally just would not have known. You could call it something completely different. But for what it is, I enjoyed it. It's not Deathstalker to me.
Right. Okay. Well, as I said,
it looks like Slash.
Yeah, that's because he did the song at the end, I think.
Saul Hudson.
And I've read Slash's autobiography. It's a book that I highly recommend. A lot of the movie was shot on that set. The rest of it, I guess, part of it on location, but I don't know where. And there you go. There's some of the green screen stuff. So, ratings, gentlemen, out of 10 for Deathstalker. A new beginning, potentially.
5 out of 10.
Sorry, Enzo, go ahead.
5.
5 out of 10 from you. Okay, yeah.
I'll give it a 6. I enjoyed it. I thought some of you are right. In the acting is not as wooden. It feels more like it's trying to be a film than just an exploitation piece, I guess. But that was something about the old Deathstalker. This just doesn't feel like Deathstalker. I think that's the only way I can really put it. It just doesn't feel like it. It just feels like another.
That's because we're not in the 1980s anymore.
Even the character is completely different. Like he's nothing like the original Deathstalker.
Yeah, I know. He can act.
He's more like the Witcher.
This guy can act. He's very different.
I think
he's actually got acting ability.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the acting here. We're talking about the character. And this feels more like the Witcher. This feels like somebody's seen the Witcher and has taken the Witcher and put it into Deathstalker. That's the best way I can really describe it. So it's fine for what it is, but it's just it didn't feel like Deathstalker. But it's a fine film, and it gets a 6. There's some really weird stuff I didn't like about it, but the practical effects and the effort and the obvious heart that has been put into the movie, I like all of that. So yeah, it gets a 6 from me.
Yeah, I'd give it an earnest 6 out of 10 as well. I mean, it is fun. It's a good laugh. It knows what it is, and doesn't pretend otherwise. And it's very, very forthright about making sure it's practical wherever possible.
And it has some genuinely cool ideas. Like the bad guy who gets his arm, gets his arm hacked off and gets his new arm and everything. There's some really cool ideas around that, and monsters and all sorts.
I think a big budget version of this could be really good. I don't mean silly budget like.
But I mean, it is definitely limited, and I swear it was crowdfunded. I'd have to look into it, but I swear it's crowdfunded. For what it is, it's fine.
I know if it is crowdfunded, then they've done a good job, because going back to the severed arm being fixed on, I mean, it's doing the rule where if you want to make the practical effects look good, smother it in KY jelly like they did.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
it's like. But yeah, I give it a good 6 out of 10. No, I mean, it's from what I've seen. I mean, I expected it to be a really bad, hilariously bad movie, and they ended up kind of. I'm kind of enjoying it up to now, even if it
like I said below,
bit,
I actually prefer it. It's more fun than Red Sonja.
I've still not watched it yet.
Yeah, I enjoyed this more than the Red Sonja remake. It also made more sense plot-wise, even though much of the plot was lost on me. It definitely made more sense than the Red Sonja plot, which still to this day doesn't make any sense. Far too much of the film is missing. That's why. So
has the director done anything else recently?
The director has done a number of other B-movie type projects. Steve Katansky is his name, and he's also worked in makeup as well, I think.
I was going to say, you can see he was the director of The Void. That's a great film.
The Void. I've seen that.
Really good Lovecraftian horror film.
Oh, do you want to talk about it then? Let's chat about it quickly. Have you seen it?
Sure. Yeah, when it came out, it's crazy. It's like an actual spooky, practical effects driven, Lovecraftian horror film about like a haunted hospital, right? It's like
they're all in a hospital.
Doorway to another dimension. Yeah, doorway to another dimension with a bunch of fucking tentacle monsters and shit. It's cool. I should rewatch it.
It's a fun film. Very, very bloody, very violent.
Like 10 years ago.
Yes, it's pretty old. He did Psycho Gorman as well, like Drew just said. And that's a funny film.
Psycho Gorman.
It's such a funny film.
Psycho Gorman doesn't care for. He says, "I do not care for hunky boys, or do I?"
It seems like you've seen quite a bit of the director's repertoire then.
Could possibly be. Yeah, Void is definitely a Cthulhu type film.
This director also did like a VHS stuff, the movies VHS.
Okay, I think I've seen a couple of those as well. Yeah,
I don't know which skits in which movies, but I know he's involved.
Yeah, because they're anthologies, aren't they?
Yeah. But The Void, I don't know. I might like Psycho Gorman more. But this and The Void are like definitely like this dude's best movies. They're
They're good films. They're very good films. I mean, I'd give The Void a strong 8 out of 10.
8 easily.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
8 out of 10, very good.
If you're a big horror buff, you know about The Void. You've seen it. No, your friends haven't. And you feel cool.
Psycho Gorman is an acquired taste, but I actually think
Psycho
it's a work
Gorman
of
is like
genius.
Psycho Gorman is like Power Rangers meets gore.
Yeah, it's really weird. And if I remember correctly, they summon like this demon.
Psycho Gorman.
Yeah, it's
Psycho Gorman's fun, dude. And yeah, Psycho Gorman, you think the little girl, the kids, especially the little girl, like they're gonna get annoying. They're not. They're hilarious
really
child
good.
actors. That little girl's so funny, dude.
Yeah, that was a welcome surprise, Psycho Gorman. I did enjoy that film.
What's the premise of Psycho Gorman?
He's like a extra interdimensional, like super
demon,
alien monster killer of all of worlds, and like 2 little children find him and befriend him, and they like technically own him, like
he's
a
bossing
genie
him
or
about
something.
all the time and all sorts of stuff. It's
he's like their slave because they have possession of some magic jewel or something, and he's like, it's so funny.
I like the way you kind of vaguely know the plot, but not really.
I hadn't seen it since it came out, but I remember.
Yeah, I've got to say, I've not seen it in about 5 years when it first released.
There's specific scenes that I'll never forget in that movie.
It's almost trauma-like in its special effects as well.
Yeah,
it's
very
really
trauma-like.
Sort of, yeah.
Rich Evans from Red Letter Media has a voice actor role in it as one of the aliens, and some other.
Does he? I did not know
cameo.
that.
Yeah.
We come in peace, and we hate your movie.
Right. I didn't know that he did. I didn't know that there was a Day of the Dead TV series. He did 4 episodes
What?
in 2021. I don't remember that.
I also did not know that. No.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
So he was a special effects artist to start off with because he was like on Crimson Peak and things like that.
Yeah.
Also,
turns.
Suicide Squad. So yeah.
These are his directing credits. So I'm curious to see about this Day of the Dead.
I'm gonna guess it was on Apple since we never saw it.
Well, there's 10 episodes. I don't even remember anyone talking about this.
No, I really don't remember that at all. Is it English? Because obviously he sounds like it might
be English cast.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems the character of Rhodes is on it though. So
it was on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh, he did Manborg as well. Oh my God, I've seen loads of this guy's films and not realised.
I've seen
Manborg too.
We should just turn this into a Steve special.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. I mean, he has got the link to come on. So if we keep talking about his stuff for long enough, maybe we can
summon him. We can summon him just like the Cthulhu cultists in the void.
Yeah, but Lance, you didn't tell me that the director of Psycho Gorman might show up. I gotta.
These are some stills from Day of the Dead. So I mean, this looks like I guess Walking Dead was.
This is a pandemic show. I can already tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
pandemic show. Yeah, you think?
I mean, 2021 it was filmed. You know what I mean? Filmed during the pandemic, so it's gonna.
You can tell. You can
tell
the way they
cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, outdoors and exactly.
Yeah,
skeleton crew.
And it's about zombies, so lots of people can wear masks in scenes.
There's a zombie. I was like,
there's a zombie.
Yeah,
you'd think of the Day of the Dead show, we'd be sliding through the slides and see mostly zombies and very few people.
Yeah, I've seen one zombie so far. There's another one.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the Dawn of the Dead remake, but I think the Day of the Dead original Day of the Dead is so badass. I think it's better than Dawn of the Dead original.
Right.
Because it is campy, but it's also very nihilistic. And so like the gore effects are the best.
Yeah, I mean,
super oppressive.
Yeah, I mean the part where there's one bit that always stays with me, and that's when the guy gets his vocal cords ripped out because the scream goes.
You can hear his voice go all high pitch.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh man.
That's Tom Savini for you.
Yeah. Have you seen Have you seen the Tom Savini appearance on David Letterman? I mean, it is fucking brilliant. He's just showing off all these effects and everything, the animatronics, gore
No, I've
effects.
not
He's
seen
so
that, man.
brilliant. It's a really
I'll
good
have to
interview.
check that
Check it
down.
out. Yeah.
I've not seen that either.
No, watch it. I will send you the link.
Okay. Yeah, please do. Maybe we should try and track this down, see what it's like. Inspired by George A. Romero, it says.
I mean, it was on Sci-Fi, so by that stage, Sci-Fi was just knocking out pretty, cheap
Yeah, I
stuff,
remember the
so-
Flash Gordon show they did. Oh my god, or Buck Rogers, whichever one it was. Yawn of the Dead. Let's just look at some of the reviews. This is some grade
Too
A.
obvious. I love it.
This is some grade A bullcrap. This one.
A comedy show.
It's beyond bad. The acting is so poor. I begin to wonder if the people were just random folks from off the street. Entirely possible during the pandemic. Maybe just actors that were in that area. No, these are just very, very, very bad actors. Oh, that's interesting.
But again, praise for the physical effects. If you look, that's why it gets like a 4 for the effects. Most of these seem to see the same stuff. Like the effects is good. So I'm guessing that's Steve's sort of makeup expertise coming into, experience.
Yeah, indeed. I thought this was an SNL sketch.
maybe don't make us watch this for homework, please. Please,
no, I'm not going to make you watch this. You've already got Yellow Hair in the Fortress of Gold. Trust me, that's going to inflict enough pain. Yeah, okay. But I mean, this director has done some interesting stuff, so it would be great to get him on for an interview.
I had no idea it was the same guy that done The Void and Psycho Gorman and Manborg. Those are all really fun. And now I kind of get Deathstalker. Loads of heart, good physical effects, or practical effects rather. No, I get it now. So yeah, that's cool. No idea. Good to learn.
Yeah. Well, you guys can follow him on Instagram. This is his Instagram. Clearly in some territories, this was called Conquest. That's a very 1980s style poster.
Yeah, look at that. That is amazing.
It really is, isn't it? Yeah.
We need more posters like these. They just look so fucking Photoshop now.
They do.
Illustrated
Give me this all
posters,
day long.
man. So you only get illustrated posters nowadays on like special edition releases of popular movies. They don't do, or I mean, they also do. I've seen illustrated posters on shit movies. That's a common thing since the way back in the 60s. Is you have this awesome illustrated poster for some garbage movie to make people more interested.
This is the makeup shop.
Yeah, since like the late 90s, early 2000s, like we have really shifted away from illustration posters.
Yeah, I think Drew Struzan dying was a big blow to that because he was one of the last to be doing that kind of style.
But even when Drew Struzan was alive, like if you want a standard boilerplate Photoshop or photo grab poster, like that's easy. But if you want Drew Struzan to do your poster, it's like paying Alex Ross. Like it's going to cost a chunk of change.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if some low-budget movies start using AI for it soon, to be honest.
I'm sure they will.
I've seen so many posters already of AI posters, and I'm seeing movies with AI effects. And I mean, these are not movies; these are straight to streaming garbage movies, obviously. But yeah, it's coming. It's around. It's
Look
happening.
at those
It's
effects.
good to see. It's
So
good
cool.
to see the practical efforts in the makeup workshop here.
I love it.
behind
One of
the-
my friends is a armorer painter, and every now and again get to see stuff of what she's doing. And oh man, it's so cool. I love physical stuff like that. And if it looks a bit wonky and it looks a bit crude, that just adds to the charm of it with these kind of movies.
I agree completely. I'd much rather see this kind of practical stuff.
And of course, this guy also did Frankie Frico. That makes sense.
Frankie Frico, please
I've
explain.
not seen that one.
It's a weird one. That'll be your guys' homework. Watch Frankie Frico.
There's the mask.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah,
Look at that.
It's great. This is the one with the changing faces, right?
Yes. I genuinely have a lot of respect for this because so many studios just
yeah, me
don't
too.
bother with that anymore at all.
You know how Hollywood keeps hiring, TikTok and Instagram's viral celebrities to be actors? Why don't you find like these viral like cosplayers you see that have these badass costumes.
Great.
Like, you want a job doing makeup and fucking costumes and stuff? We'll give you, a bigger budget. And
yeah, because the costumes they're making in fucking superhero movies or whatever are all shit now. And you got these people who are working 9 to 5 jobs, and the costumes are so immaculate. I mean, the attention to detail, everything.
There's 2 types of cosplayers. There's one guy. There's the one trick pony guy who's got like his one costume he wears everywhere. I'm not talking about those dudes, but there are other people where like every time they go to a new convention, they got a new crazy awesome costume that they've challenged themselves to make. You can like their Instagram page would be their resume, you can just scroll through their Instagram and be like, dude, I can already tell this guy's got the chops to make, movie monsters and stuff. I can already tell just from looking at him. Movie producers, take note.
Yeah, I feel that there's a third guy. There's a third type of category that you've missed in the cosplay department, and the third category would be this type.
Hot bitches. Hot bitches very little.
Oh wow, strong guy.
This is my thing. I'm at the phase in my life where when it comes to costumes, I'm thinking maximum effect, minimum effort. And in fact, when Luke was talking about the Tom Savini appearances, I was thinking of the Tom Savini magazine articles he'd do, and he'd be wearing like crazy contacts and fangs in the photo shoot. And then I realized I was thinking of Thriller, Michael Jackson, and I realized a great costume for me would be, nothing changing my appearance whatsoever, except I get the Michael Jackson like Thriller jacket, not the big. I guess I could do. Yeah, I don't know about the red.
Get the red one, man.
I'm talking about the red football jacket. The what are they called? The high school jacket.
The varsity.
Yeah,
jacket.
the varsity. Get the red varsity jacket and the yellow contacts, and that's it. And that would be like a funny ass costume.
If you could get the fucking Jerry curls, that'll be the cherry on top. That would.
No Jerry curls, no blackface, no losing weight.
Oh, yeah, party pooper.
Just fat white Enzo dressed like Michael Jackson. I think that's funnier.
I would kill to see you with Jerry curls. I really fucking would, man.
Dude. Enzo, do you know what happened to this guy? I don't know if you what happened to this kid. What happened to this kid? And it's he became
Star Wars.
That takes me back.
Yeah,
I have no idea what happened.
They featured him on South Park, didn't they? Along with Tron.
Yeah, he gets killed, doesn't he? It's hilarious.
Yeah. It just made me think, what happened to this kid? Because he must be an adult in his 30s now, I would think.
Yeah, hopefully he didn't die of diabetes, but yeah.
Well, well, indeed.
A moment of internet culture that kids just wouldn't remember this. It's a sad thing. We'd be like, you weren't there for this moment.
Yeah, it was,
you weren't there, man. You weren't there. It's South Vietnam, man. You weren't there.
You weren't there for Tazon Day and Star Wars, kid.
Yeah. You weren't there.
Exactly.
Yeah. You weren't there when that ladyboy was telling people to leave Britney Spears alone, man.
Oh, God, yeah.
I can't believe that was a fucking guy. I thought it was a chick. I thought it was a chick for the longest fucking time.
It's all in South Park, isn't it? They're all, yeah. There was a whole two-part episode about it, I think.
Yeah, there was. Yes.
Goes by the name of Cara Cunningham now. So there you go.
Fucking hell, yeah, that explains a lot.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Luke, you might be in with a shot, mate. So
I'll have to get a lot of fucking drinks down me, Jesus Christ.
Indeed. Let's take that conversation no further.
I know all there is to know about the crying game. Yeah. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is a man.
He's eating that huge package cinnamon big red gum, and he's like, it's just digging into my hip. Oh,
Northern's definitely been chewing on something, that's for sure.
I needed
he
the
throws
money.
His clothes in the trash can and burns them, and then he gets in the shower naked, crying. No.
But anyway,
no.
To wind up our last subject, basically, Steve, our panel loves your movies, and we're here to support you. So come on the channel. Let's do an industry interview. I'll get a couple of my buddies here to come and co-host.
Yeah, that'd be great.
In your stuff.
Absolutely.
I know that you know Enzo is. I think he's the guy in charge of the Frankie Frico fan club, right?
No. I thought Frankie Frico was interesting, but it's not as good as I didn't love it as much as Psycho Gorman in The Void. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to that. All right. There's a smaller film that came out last week that I guess we should also talk about. It's not up there with Deathstalker, obviously. But you know, if you're pushed for choices, I guess you could go to the cinema and see The Odyssey. Now we did a panel on Friday because I wanted to do like an immediate out of the cinema gut reaction thing. I was on that. I think was Critic. Were you on it? I think you were, weren't you?
I was on it apart from that to do with the police.
Plato and RTNZ, and I listened to it. I couldn't be there. I drove 30 minutes away to get a new tire rim for my mom at this junkyard. And it's like 45 minutes away. I drive all the way out there on a spare, because I can't get the new tire on until the rim is replaced, right? And this guy had a rim, $50 for the same car. Hell yeah, let's go. I drive all the way out there and he's like, we seem to have sold it, even though it's still in the computer system. Sorry. I was like, you son of a bitch. So I drove all the way back, and that's why I missed the show for that.
Well, that's very annoying. I think he should have offered you a freebie, at least like a Snickers bar or something.
Those motherfuckers don't do shit. They get paid to steal cars, dude. What are you talking about?
So this, this film for me, and I this is the caveat to this. I do want to see it at the IMAX, but there's no availability at the IMAX at the moment. So
I know
it's fully booked way ahead of time, but it was shot on IMAX cameras. So I do feel like to do it justice, I must go back and see it at the IMAX. But technically, it's very impressive. There's a number of things about it and sequences that are very impressive. But just as a cohesive story, for me, it lacked any emotional impact. I didn't care about really what happened to people. I cared more about the small, insignificant characters like the crew members of the ship than I really did about the main characters. I didn't really empathize with Tom Holland's characters. Just a lot of whinging, and then it just jumped around the timeline narrative so much. And I know that that's Nolan's style, but for me that lessened the emotional impact, because by the time we kind of got that parallel of Zendaya, being the princess of Troy, but also being the god Athena, and you're kind of striking, because you're sacking Troy, you're striking down you're not just beheading the princess, but you're also beheading Athena, and all the impact that could have had was all completely lost, because the previous scene with her and Matt Damon was like an hour and a half earlier, and it was really short, and I'd kind of forgotten about it. So by the time we flashed to her, I was, oh yeah, who was she again? Oh, right. And then now we've moved on. So I just sort of, that kind of happened quite a lot. And I just found that on a human emotional level, it didn't impact me. Visually, yes. Technically, yes, I was impressed by some aspects of it. And of course, as a director, I could appreciate a lot of things he was doing. But I just wasn't moved emotionally, and I wanted to be, and didn't get that. And that's quite an important part of the cinema experience. A Toy Story movie is more emotionally moving than this. So that for me is the problem with the film. I do want to see it again though, because I want to see it in the correct format. Enzo, give us your thoughts.
I liked it. Good movie. Could be a great movie if I watch it again. I don't think it's perfect. It's a Nolan film. Yeah. It's very much a Chris Nolan movie. So, yeah. I mean, when we think about Chris Nolan movies, like I'd rank it under Prestige and Memento and Oppenheimer. And personally, I'd put it over, Dark Knight Rises, and I'm not really a fan of. I watched Tenet again. Still not a fan, although I was impressed with how they shot it. I don't understand how they did that. I put it above Interstellar and Tenet and Dark Knight Rises. I tie it with, the two good Batman movies, and I don't know. It's in the middle, it's somewhere, it's there. It's good. It's decent. I just was really baffled because this is like one battle after another again, Like I'm watching a movie. It's like, am I watching the same movie everyone else is? Because what happened was the cam version leaked on Thursday, and I found out in the middle of the night because people were posting images of fucking, cell phone footage of Elliot Page running. And I was like, oh, is it leaked online already? I was planning on seeing it the next day in the afternoon. And I was like, should I watch the cam version? I don't know. Should it spoil the movie for me or whatever? Yeah, let's just do it. And I watched the whole thing thinking, this is awesome. I can't wait to see this in the theater tomorrow. This is cool. I don't understand the issues here. I mean, there are issues, but they're all intrinsic with every Nolan movie. Like you said, it's going to be... Nolan is a problem where he shoots and shoots and shoots and tries to fix everything in post with editing. Okay, and that's a problem. That's why his movies feel kind of jarring and there's plot holes and stuff. Filming it on IMAX is impressive, but it's not necessary because the cameras are gigantic and lumbering and you can do less with them and you can only film like 3 minutes of stock at a time and it's film. And I was just thinking, man, if you just filmed it on some small, like awesome red cameras like David Fincher does, you would have saved so much. You could have halved the budget. Half of the budget is like on the film process, It's insane how expensive that stuff is.
Yeah, but Nolan's an innovator. He has to use IMAX. Otherwise, if he doesn't use IMAX, how can he show how much of an innovator he is?
Yeah, I mean, my big problem, it's like Inception and Avatar came out in 2009, and I said this is going to be the beginning where movies don't need to be good anymore. They just need to be awesome, And this movie was pretty awesome, but like it is based on a very classic good story, and they're bastardizing the story. It's like, yeah, but it's an adaptation. I mean, the original is hubris. You need to be humility. Humility's good. You can't be arrogant. That's like the underlying message of the original. This one is anti-war. And guys, we agree that war is bad, right? I mean, do we disagree? Is that the problem? That war is good? I mean, I don't know. The point is, I thought
there's a song about it.
I thought they were doing something new and fresh, and I liked what they did with, like I said, the other big problem with Nolan, it's going to be constant utilitarian expository dialogue, like nonstop. It's just information dumping for constantly. And the other thing Nolan does is he has like his dialogue. It's clunky, but it's also like a bunch of like t-shirt slogans and bumper sticker phrases. And then he does like a lot of setups and payoffs with these little catchphrases that he's thought up of separately or heard separately. And yeah, it's not, you either live long enough to be a hero or die the villain. That is something that he heard somewhere else and decided, I should work that into this Batman movie. That's how he thinks. And that's weird. But it worked more so in this one. I like there's a lot of these, it's like I said, dialogue-y payoffs and catchphrases. And the thing is, like I said, I watched it for the second time in the theater, and I thought it hit a lot harder in the theater. And I think like maybe for a third time, I'll see it in the IMAX, so it would be even more epic or whatever. Why is everyone calling this? Everyone's using the word epic in the reviews. It means they're all bots. And it's like, I'm pretty sure it's just because it's an epic.
Yeah.
But the other issue with this movie is, Nolan's insistence on doing nonlinear storytelling, which I think worked out okay for this one. There's not a lot of, like, the movie's very cold and, rapid fire. He doesn't let scenes breathe. He's just, the pace is like, it's just like unrelenting, like information dumping, like you're absorbing so much information. It's one of those things where if like you blink, you look at your phone for half a second, you're going to miss something. Like imagine if you were like just looking at your phone during the sacking of Troy, you would miss the whole Zendaya reveal in like 2 seconds. You'd be like, whoa. Mm-hmm. And that's like a great twist. I like that.
But
And like,
Nolan
I
hates that kind of.
I was hearing Darth Plato talk about this movie. Everything he was criticizing, I thought was cool. Like, it's we don't even know if all this fantastical stuff he experienced was even true, or if it's just like hallucinating. We don't know, is it actually Athena, or is it just his PTSD, or did Athena take the form of this ghost, or is it literally just like he's insane? It's like Inception, It's like it's cool because this movie can be discussed and thoroughly debated and dissected. I like that about the movie. It's not spoon-fed to you. And yeah, I get it. It's like, oh, it's woke. This is not the anti-woke hill to die on, guys. Just like one battle after another wasn't. You guys look like fools, like just boycotting this movie.
Well,
yeah.
No, Darth Plato sent me a really long email because I was talking about the suitors and how I thought they were a bit bland and they could have been more interesting.
Well, I liked Robert Pattinson because he was an asshole. Eric Roberts
he was good. I mean, he was good, but they were just all different versions of him, and it all just felt to me like there could have been a more interesting take there. We could have had someone who was a bit more cunning and a bit less of directly, rather than just being an intimidating arsehole and trying to, kind of pull a fast one. You could have had someone who was using more guile and stealth and plotting slightly differently. I don't know. I just thought that could have been done better. But there were 108 of them apparently, according to Darth's email, and he's gone into great detail about who they were and various other things.
I liked how he doesn't kill all of them. How eventually some of them just start taking a knee. I like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like in the Armand Assante version, I liked Eric Roberts, but he wasn't. You don't really feel like he's really a bad guy. He's kind of more rational out of all the suitors,
The
but
Eric
it
Roberts
worked.
Seal of quality.
Yeah, I heard that Robert Pattinson based his performance on James Woods in Casino, and I was like, dude, that's awesome.
Really?
And accurate. Yes. Just sleazy, sleazy fucking shithead and a coward. And, when he gets killed, you want him to die, a good, like, it's just a good villain. I mean, or an antagonist, really. But I just don't understand. The thing that I'm not really getting is the vitriol. Like if you saw the movie and you didn't care for it, that's fine. But if you're going to sit there and try to tell me it's a 0-star movie because the cast is woke, you're a retard. If you're going to boycott the movie but go see Moana live action so you can shit on that, you might be a retard. If you're like constantly bitching about how we need more practical effects and, just still when this guy, takes a bunch of actors in a real boat in the ocean, there's fucking dolphins and they're sailing and you guys are like, this is boring. Like, I think you're being either disingenuous or you guys just can't be entertained. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a fucking smooth-brained who's easily impressed from Goy Slop or whatever people are saying. That's the thing.
You're right.
That's what I hate most about this movie is I say I like it and I have to fucking explain myself and defend my opinion. Here's the thing. Some people are siscles, okay? They like movies. This is good. I liked it. And then some people are Eberts, right? A little more difficult to please, maybe a little more strict. And then, of course, there's Pauline Keels, who are just total insufferable assholes who fucking hate everything. Fuck those people. But the point is, Siskel and Ebert would disagree often. Did they ever try to, they would try to understand each other's point of view? They would never try to persuade the other one to change their fucking mind. You didn't like it. You gotta like it, bro. You liked it. You gotta hate it, dude. I've never once saw Ebert or Siskel hey, after talking to the other guy, I'm changing my vote. Has that ever happened?
Maybe once. I think they equivocated, but what you're saying is here's the thing. They didn't so much debate. They gave their point of views, and then the other guy gave his point of view.
Was that going to be insightful?
And then
trying to understand each other. Yeah. Trying to understand each other.
Yeah. Each guy just after the point of view exchange, right? One guy, then the other. We would have Siskel or Ebert just give their justification. They didn't debate it. Then they moved on to the next movie. They didn't interact. Besides, these were published newspaper reviews. They couldn't retract. So I don't think they were going to say, I got that one wrong.
Yeah, but didn't they kind of almost float? Didn't they almost kind of come to blows over fucking Baby's Day Out?
They
Maybe,
hated each
that's
other
funny.
for about 2 years, and then they really started making a whole lot of money because they weren't network TV in America. They were syndicated, and they were just lucky to get the rights. They were able to persuade people to invest in it.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing is, I can give reasons why I like it. And when I do, it's just, it's all subjective, guys. It's all fucking movie preference. Like when you tell me, oh, well, I didn't like the movie because I didn't emotionally resonate with it. Well, I did. I thought the Argo scene at the end was moving. The entire fucking, I could definitely hear people crying, which is funny because a bunch of people died in the movie. But when the dog dies, everyone's sad.
I want to be clear about this. I didn't dislike this film.
I'm not talking about you, Lance.
No, but I thought there was a lot about it that was really good. And one of the things I said on Friday was, at least we still have people like Christopher Nolan who make films like this with huge scope and ambition, and we still have Tarantino. We still have some auteurs, because otherwise, if we didn't have those people, our cinemas would be really boring. It would just be full of the people that direct Marvel fucking films, and they're all just.
Yeah,
and I think that's the thing that Nolan does is he has like a lot of like one or multiple emotional payoffs like at the end of his movies, and I felt like not only the dog scene, but immediately after that when Telemachus realizes that he's his father and they have that little exchange. I thought that was great, and then the Zendaya reveal was, I thought, fucking genius, because everyone's complaining, why is Athena plain looking, and then they explain it, and it's like they get. I think this movie was a Trojan horse to make the chuds look retarded. Oh, I'm serious.
I see what you did there.
No, but I'm serious. Like this movie, like everyone was lambasting it because there's a black Helen of Troy. She's one of the best parts of the movie, or not when she's Helen, but when she's the twin sister.
No, she's not. I can't agree with that.
No.
She's in the movie for a few seconds, and every scene she's in, I thought was cool.
She's good. You do this in it. She lands it. She lands the role. She's fine in it.
She's fine. Yeah, she's fine. But to say she's one of the best parts of the movie, no chance.
Yeah, I liked Helen of Troy feeling responsible for the war, and I liked how Menelaus is, kind of like possessive of her. And, they even explain she's ugly. 1,000 ships, maybe 500, I mean? I like that. And then we cut to, we find that Agamemnon sacrificed his daughter to the sea. That's horrifying. And then later, when Agamemnon is in Hades, I like that change, by the way. Instead of his mother, he runs into Agamemnon again. I also understand the Sinon stuff. Elliot Page, he plays a child soldier. Like, again, it's like, I obviously would prefer if, like, an actual boy played that kid, but, it's all nepotism, right? It's not, I don't don't know. Like I said, there's the woke DEI money that they got to get. There's, so I really think Nolan is just kind of taking advantage of it. But yeah, like I said, like, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but this is a movie that is just like you guys got to take the L at some point. Cause it's like, okay, well, it's critic reviews on Rotten Tomato. Those are fake, right? Those are bullshit. Okay, now the audience score is really high. Well, those are being manipulated and fake. Metacritic has a 5, and it's like, and you look at it, it's just like so many zeros because the cast. I mean, that's not an accurate review. And if you gave a 7 or 8 movie a 10, I would assume you just need to see more movies. If you're giving a 7 or 8 movie a 5 or a 4, yeah, maybe you're just not as impressed as I was. But if you're giving a movie that's like a 7 or 8 a 0 due to some culture war nonsense, like this is not how we win it, guys. This is not how we win the shit.
And so don't you think they kind of put that out there and stirred the pot with a lot of misinformation to get people fired up? So
Trojan War, bro.
Yeah, it was a Trojan horse too far. I agree, but yeah, good point. Are we all going to weigh in on this in turn, or is that just the
no, you're good, man. Carry on, jump in. You're good.
You know what? I just want to say I don't want to misrepresent this as an American. I felt no compulsion to see this movie whatsoever. It was a bunch of weird to semi-interesting trailers, one after another, very quickly being disengaging. It was like, maybe I'll see it. Seems okay. But my feeling towards Christopher Nolan has always been that about every 4th movie, he gets some kind of intellectual vanity or some sort of artistic vanity where he feels he has to overachieve. And that's when he sometimes becomes what I would call like disappointing, Nolan. For instance, like a lot of people will talk about the last Batman movie. That's been analyzed to death. Let me bring up Dunkirk. While I'm not British, a movie about war where we never see the enemy or any wreckage strewn on the beach. We don't see the kind of chaos one associates with war. We do see a little bit of the air war. We're talking like 8 minutes stretched out across a fairly long movie. We see a lot more cowardice and fear. And I would say Churchill's movie, was it Finest Hour with Gary Oldman, was a better Dunkirk movie than this. And and Interstellar, I feel falls in the same category.
I put Dunkirk towards the bottom of the Nolan movies. I'm
not I'm a World War II guy, and I'm not a fan of Dunkirk.
Yeah, we didn't see any equipment, and when we see the end, when they evacuate, we shoot towards the sky with all this the carnage of war, which has magnificent desolation, as it was said by people landing on the moon. So the detritus of war is compelling. And we just have it just looks like we walked down a normal beach and got on a boat and left. All the drama is with Cillian Murphy on that small yacht, which was good, but that wasn't what I went to see an epic Dunkirk World War II movie for. Was it artistic that he didn't show the enemy? Of course. Was it a great idea? Will critics love it? I can't argue that, but it was not. I left more than vaguely unsatisfied. I didn't want my money back, but I wanted the movie to be shorter for the amount of little payoff it gave me. And let me finish up with this one is also Interstellar. Similarly, just seems like he got tired of his own idea and cut it short towards the end, however sound the reasonings may have been. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, did you watch Odyssey, though? Do you have thoughts on that?
I said I started with I don't want to misrepresent it. I felt no compulsion to see the movie. I did not.
You're talking about why you didn't go and see the Odyssey.
Why I didn't go see it and what it is about Christopher Nolan that I see from the outside looking in, because I've noticed that my British friends and my friends in the Commonwealth, and I love their takes, they seem to be very hesitant to really go after this movie, and I'm looking forward to seeing it myself. I'm not going to call anyone out, but I've just seen there's some hesitancy, and then some people who aren't as British are going more intense, and I can't tell if it's just rage farming or if the movie has some merits. I would say Christopher Nolan is due for some criticism because of the way the movie was marketed to try to capitalize on the outrage. At the same time, this movie should make money, and I'm not a marketer. I'm just going to say it was not compelling, and I could feel it coming that this was going to be one of his artistic vanity movies.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, basically it's a simple equation. Did I watch the movie? Yes. Did I finish the movie? Yes. Would I watch it again? Yes. Would I recommend someone else watch it? Yes. If I paid for it, did I feel not ripped off? And if I didn't pay for it, would I pay for it? The answer to that is yes. So that by that simple 5 binary questionnaire, I liked the movie.
Enzo, are you going to get a physical copy, add to your collection on Blu-ray?
I haven't bought a fucking DVD in 15 years, dude.
I'll take that as a no.
Shit. No.
I'll take that as a no. Some people do, but okay.
Yeah.
Blue, have you Northern? Sorry, have you seen it?
Yeah, I did. And I was impressed by the.
Did you see it at the cinema?
I'm not saying I did, and not saying I didn't either. Okay. So, once again, he is a really good visual director. I mean, the action set pieces are visually stunning to look at. They really are. I mean, the scenes where the sailing and the pretty much trying to fight the Tad and everything, the storm, is very compelling stuff. But the problem is the characters, the act. It just feels like I was watching actors reading from a script. I never felt there was I was like, okay, here's Matt Damon playing Odysseus. Here's Zendaya playing Zendaya, who doesn't realize she's supposed to be playing Athena instead of Zendaya. It's the characters are really flat. It just feels like actors just reading from a script, and I never really felt engaged with them. And I never felt like I never got a sense that Odysseus was feeling demoralized by the fact that he's trying to keep his men alive but keeps losing them on every single attempt they try to find food or shelter or try and do whatever job they need to do. It just kind of plods along, and this is where the cutting back and forth non-linear timelines doesn't work, to be honest. It just kind of affects the structure for me, and it just feels very hollow. It really does. It's all spectacle with no substance.
I would recommend watching it a second time because
I doubt it, mate. I doubt it. No, I mean, I'd happily watch Obsession a fifth time. I'd happily watch Obsession a fifth time because there's always loads I can find in there that I didn't notice before.
That's the other thing I'm finding utterly baffling. Like this movie, woke garbage because there's 3 black people in a cast of 200 and, it's anti-war or whatever. But the same dudes were like glazing spider noir, which was so much more woke than this shit. I'm sorry, it was. There's a bunch of fucking Asian girl bosses telling all the men what to do.
I agree.
The main character is a fucking drunk, alcoholic loser, and he's the only white guy that isn't a fucking evil villain. All the black dudes are intelligent, well-spoken, and heroes, even the bad guys. It's just, and it's like 7 hours long. There's like modern remix hip-hop versions of classic lounge cocktail songs being played, and yet that all gets a pass for some weird reason.
I agree.
Read out this super chat, please.
Look, let me preface. I liked both. Okay, I liked both, but I'm noticing just fucking hypocrisy. If you hated this, why did you like Spider Noir? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. I never said the movie was woke, Lord, and all of a sudden you just come out. Oh, it pissed me off. That movie was woke. Listen, I didn't think it was woke. Well,
me neither.
There is some DAI casting, but it's not the wokeness that bothered me. It's just the fact that I didn't
think one battle after another was woke, and yet people are telling me it's Antifa shit. It's like you're a retard. You don't know what you're talking about.
The Odyssey.
The Odyssey is I mean, like I said, it's a modernist, anti-war, deconstructionist. I mean, you could say it's like leftist. You could say it's like a leftist, left-leaning movie. We watched Children of Men the other day. It is woke as shit by today's standards. All right? Like, it is. But it's not. It's not woke. It's a left-leaning movie, you know? I mean, it's like pro-immigration it's one of those movies.
I'm just going to wait for you to read the super chat, Lance.
At work, sorry, I can't join you for this one, especially given the range of different views on the Odyssey. Probably the only stream on YouTube where a sensible and fair discussion of the film is occurring. Enzo, listen, I actually agree with you completely, even though the film didn't quite do it for me. It's a film I want to see again on a bigger screen because I just
I don't think it's a perfect movie at all.
It's a film I think Northern should go and actually watch at the cinema where it was intended to be shown. But because I think I've seen it on a small screen as well. It really suffers. Really, really, really suffers on a small screen. And you've got no chance of connecting to it emotionally on a small screen. I'll tell you now, especially on a fucking pirate copy, forget it.
Right.
But
the armor looks terrible, and I'm like,
how small
the cam version, bro?
I'm sorry. How small are we talking? You know,
a TV at home, whatever.
Someone on your stream, on your Odyssey stream, said, the same people bitching about the inaccurate armor and ship love Excalibur. Which is like, again,
I don't have a problem. I think the production design on the film is fine. I don't mind it. I know lots of people are like,
it's real.
Didn't look.
Accuracy wasn't a thing for Excalibur, but I would say at least they were consistent, and it was like, could you look away? So it was worth it in that movie.
Someone was trying to tell me, showing me images of Lord of the Rings, right? All these scenic vistas of Lord of the Rings, and then showing me pictures of Odyssey, saying, how is this better than the other one? And I'm like, well, the ones on the right were actually filmed in camera. The ones on the left are a bunch of CGI. And he said, I would rather see amazing CGI than mediocre practical effects. And I'm like, what the fuck is mediocre about building a 30-foot horse and dragging it out of the ocean and standing it up? Maybe you're just not impressed with it when you actually do it. But, I mean, what are you talking about? And then he said, also, we've already been impressed with Lord of the Rings, so how could you be impressed with something that you've already seen done well 3 times previously?
We shouldn't be impressed with that.
That's like saying
25 years later.
That's a nonsense argument.
It's like saying I can't be impressed with Indy Navarrette's performance in Obsession because we already had good actresses like Meryl Streep do it before. Why would you be impressed by another good actress doing a good role?
Right, Critic, you have the conch to say your piece about the film. You've seen it, right? You have seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. I saw it at the Epic screen at the View. It wasn't an IMAX, but it's like an extended screen with 3D sound and that kind of stuff. So the best I can do without having IMAX. Nolan is an auteur. Nolan will do what Nolan wants to do. Nolan will do whatever he wants to make his vision occur. And Nolan does not give a flying fuck what you think about it. That's as simple as that.
Well, yeah,
Nolan has created his version of the Odyssey.
Yeah, what did you think of it?
I enjoyed it. I vastly enjoyed the film. As a film, now I have seen the 1997 Armand Asante one. I am 2/3 of the way through listening to a audiobook of the original Homer, the one that I read when I was at school. And I've obviously seen Nolan's version. I've not watched the 1950s Italian thing just yet. Each of those versions are different. The original Odyssey was not told in order. The vast majority of the story is told through flashbacks with Odysseus recounting his story to the, I think it's the Thracians. Now, what Nolan has done here, I don't like all of it. I don't like what he's done with the dialogue, and I don't even like his reason for it, saying that he's trying to remove some kind of mystique about that kind of, he doesn't want people to be put off by the classical sounding dialogue and stuff like that. I don't agree, because I think the dialogue's horrible. The modern vernacular just doesn't work, and that also doesn't really inspire the actors, I think, to give their best performances, although some of the actors are decent. I think Matt Damon was good. I thought Anne Hathaway was good. I thought Patel, Hamish Patel, I think his name is, who's playing Euclid.
Yeah, he was great. I thought he was.
I thought he was very good, very charismatic. As being a Nolan film, you're going to get spectacle. You're going to get very, very good visuals that are going to stick with you, like the Trojan horse stuck in the sand, like the decapitating of the priest of Athena. And Enzo's right. If you're half watching this on your mobile phone, while you're on your mobile phone, you're just going to miss most of what Nolan is trying to portray. And Nolan's fallible because he's a man, and not all of everything he does works. But most of the changes that he's made to the story, be it Sinon in the place of Achilles and all that kind of thing, are thought about. This film, he's thought about. He's gone, right, okay, so maybe Elliot Page has phoned me up for a favor. He's not getting work. I need to give him a role. So I'm going to, put this character Sinon in here, and I'm going to say that Antinous bribed, or Antinous' parents bribed Sinon's parents, make Sinon go in Antinous' place to give me more character drama there, if not character development. Everything that Nolan's written and plotted, he has thought about. So this film is not slop. It's as simple as that.
Dude,
this film is just not slop.
It's how much work went into making this movie? Like, what
exactly.
Are you talking about?
It's anti-slop. And this film is also not woke. Okay, the casting is it's modern casting. It's it has a Benetton, but as I said, in a woke film, you would never have a black man kick and threaten to kill a dog. It wouldn't happen. In a woke film, all of the minorities, be it skin color or whatever, would be protected. They'd have plot armor. In this, they don't. Dude. It doesn't make any difference who you are. You're fair game to Nolan.
Another thing I love is people are sharing this news article that Emily Watson, they're basing it on the woke Emily Watson story. It's terrible. And then they say, oh, Emily Watson isn't happy with the Odyssey because it wasn't feminist enough. And I'm like, isn't that a good thing? Isn't that a good thing?
I have to be honest,
by your own logic?
The feminist bits that I felt that Nolan obviously took from the Emily, and I think it's Wilson, translation stuck out like a sore thumb. Very obviously Cersei. Some of Penelope's lines were very anti sort of patriarchal, and you could see that kind of stuff. But all we can do at the end of the day is judge this film upon what is presented. And what is presented is not a faithful adaptation of the Odyssey. It misses out loads of stuff. But then again, as I said, so did the Armand Asante one. The Armand Asante one hasn't even got the sirens in it. Here, Nolan has amalgamated characters, which is something that happens a lot in adaptations, and he's amalgamated events like Calypso and the Locust Eaters. He's put that all together for what he wants to portray. We can only judge what is presented to us in this movie. And in this movie, I felt we got a coherent narrative, we got a compelling plot, and some fantastic visuals and scenes. The Cyclops is straight up horror, as is the Cersei scene. And all right, yeah, it meant that he had to take all the dialogue out so we don't get the nobody stuff. Odysseus is not this kind of witty, charming man. He's broken and all that kind of stuff. But that's Nolan's choice. And you judge it on that merit. So it is Nolan's The Odyssey, but I think what we were presented is just fine. And if I want the other versions, they're there for me to go and watch.
I know, and like again, like nobody's upset that Matt Damon is playing, Odysseus. They're mad that Lupita Nyong'o's in the movie. They're mad that I think what it is these guys used to jerk off to Ellen Page, and now they feel shame. And when when he's on the screen now,
you think they were watching Super, and they went straight from Super to the Odyssey, and they feel a bit guilty.
I really think there's something there. No, but I mean, I'm serious. Like this is, I'm not trying to attack anybody here, like, because I see like Dave Savage saying, box ticking, getting awards. I've heard that. I don't agree with that, because Oppenheimer won Best Picture, and then they implemented those rules after that. But the thing is, these rules, these checkboxes are already applicable for this movie behind the scenes, like off camera. And
I think Nolan just casts who he wants to, Enzo, to be honest. He's worked with Damon before. He's worked with Page before. He's worked with Pattinson loads of times. He probably really likes those actors. And then he's chucked in sort of Zendaya and Tom Holland for a bit of, Gen Z attention. And potentially a studio executive has gone like, oh, yeah, maybe you should cast this person. But at the end of the day, it's going to be down to Nolan. It's Nolan's
and don't get me
film.
wrong, I disagree with the forced diversity checkboxes to win awards. It's obviously wrong and abhorrent, but Chris Nolan's one of these guys that's going to play ball, and he's going to do it to his advantage. And here's where it gets really meta. Here's what I'm thinking, and I've heard this before. This isn't like an original thought. I heard this, and I thought about it. I was like, Jesus Christ, there might be something here. Because when you think about it, the last 3 movies he's made are about the device that destroys the world.
Yes.
Right? So there's Tenet, which is like sci-fi shit. In the future, there's an impending apocalypse from a device that destroys the world, okay? And it didn't really do well. Then he does the Oppenheimer movie, which is in the past, historical, and it's still like, it's not tickling that scratch. So what I think he's developed is he purposely made a movie that would cause like this divisive rift in the culture. Like the movie itself is like the device that destroys the world. And obviously I'm speaking hyperbole here, but like I feel like what he did with the woke casting and the outrage bait, it is all intentional, either A, to show how divisive these things can be, and also I really think it is like, I mean, this is an L for the chuds, guys, this movie, because like I said, it's gonna do well. It's clearly a hit round. Everyone's liking it. If you hate this movie, you are in the minority. If you're boycotting this movie, this is not
and I think you're allowed to hate it
on, dude.
My mate's Greek. Okay, so my mate is Greek. He hates this movie. He will never see this movie because his mythology, his culture has been co-opted by Nolan and used for his own means, like basically subverted in the need of Nolan's vision. So I say absolutely you cannot like this movie, and there are a whole lot of variety of reasons why you might not like this movie. You might just not like Nolan. You might not like his non-linear storytelling. But I don't think you can turn around and say this movie is shit because it inherently is well made.
I've seen people say it's fucking, here's a huge list of shit I hate with it, and I don't like it, 4 or 5 out of 10. So they still have to give it like a middling grade, And that's fine.
I don't mind.
I'm not going to argue with you. If you tell me you hate it, I'm not going to argue with you. It's when you tell me, hey, this is woke garbage, it's 0, I'm not seeing this.
It's a 10 out of 10. Guys, I don't mind people saying it's a 1 out of 10, but you need to be able to rationalize why you think that. And I know how I feel about this film, and not everybody's going to feel the same way, but there are certainly some people that are allowing extraneous things about the movie to affect their opinion, I think.
Yeah, and some of you guys in the chat thinking, who's this fucking woke idiot? I'm more racist and sexist than you can imagine. All right?
He's actually wearing a white hood at the moment.
So when I'm telling you this isn't the movie, guys, like, just please take that with a grain of salt. Please, I'm begging you. Like, you're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing me is what I'm getting at. You're embarrassing me. All right, please.
Once I got in my head that this was not going to be a true or loyal adaptation, I was like, look, I just want an epic movie that looks good, has a coherent narrative, and entertains me. And it did all those things, so I ain't going to complain.
And I don't want this movie to sweep the Oscars. I don't think it's that great. I thought Positions was still my favorite movie of the year so far. I like Positions more. I like
that's a good one
more than this. You know, like, this is not my favorite. In fact, I'm hoping that Digger is going to be the one that surprises all of us.
I saw the trailer. I've got to see it.
I hope it's good. Please be good.
It might be woke environmentalist garbage.
No discussion on that trailer. I'm not watching it deliberately. I don't want to know anything about it.
But I'm saying I'm hoping out that that's going to be the Oscar darling this year.
I hope so. This. I mean, it looks
the trailer. The trailer sold me. It's bonkers.
I'd give the Odyssey. I would give the Odyssey like 7, maybe 8 out of 10. If I watched it again, I might bump it up to an 8.5. If I really learn to appreciate it or like it. I mean, maybe I'll like it less, but it's got to be at least like a 7.5, a 7, something for me anyway. But that's still, like I said, it's the middle of the road Nolan movie. I liked Memento more. I liked Prestige more. I liked Oppenheimer more. I liked at least one of the Batman movies more. I go back and forth on if I like Batman Begins more or Dark Knight more. I really do. But that besides the point, like, this is still like in the upper half of his movie filmography, I think, you know?
I mean, people giving this a 1 out of 10 are saying it's worse than Supergirl.
Well, right. So telling me
Supergirl was 10 times. Supergirl was 10 times fucking worse.
If you're trying to tell me this movie is objectively terrible, that is like me trying to tell you Supergirl is objectively terrific. And yeah, I hated Supergirl. Supergirl sucked my balls. I gave Superman a C. This movie, so I mean, like, I'm not one of these.
The fan pool movies are better than Supergirl.
Oh, I love those. Yeah, those are. I'm
down for seeing the movie you described Supergirl doing. I mean, it sounds more interesting than what we got.
There's a huge YouTube channel called WON Cinema, and it's nothing but simulated Supergirl. It's like fanfic Supergirl erotic simulated drowning videos, and it's quite a niche.
Let us know when the next one of those is happening, so we can organise a mass viewing. By the way. If I don't revise my review, I just realised I've given Deathstalker a higher rating than the Odyssey.
Exactly.
That's the other. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is, like, you give these movies like these arbitrary kind of ratings how you feel, and like you said, someone in the chat said, like, you could revisit the movie years later and give it a totally different rating.
Yeah,
I was looking at Leonard Maltin. Leonard Maltin, if you look at all of his ratings, like, he's insane. You know, like movies that he rated, higher than other ones, like he gave money. Sorry, what?
He was such a powerful critic in such a small world with 3 networks. I think he was a lot of his career just simply getting money. He was on in New York and other major markets.
I did notice, actually.
Explains the insanity.
So, as of yet, I don't think the Drinkers reviewed it yet, has he?
No.
His review's coming.
I'm willing to bet that his review is going to be less critical than some of these early reactions, because you're gonna realize, like, where the temperature is.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe he's waiting to see where
everyone is loving this movie, so you look stupid when you say this movie is awful. I mean, if you say I didn't like it, if you say it wasn't my cup of tea, that's fine. But if you're trying to convince us this movie's terrible and it's gonna fail, and wait till you see the second week drop off and it's gonna flop. Like, you sound like old man yelling at cloud right now, okay? Just take the L, bro.
Stupenzo, yeah, I hear you, but can I just say, like, you're the only person I've heard talk about the movie who didn't have, like, major reservations that they backed it up with. It's like, there was, like, 20 minutes there I couldn't take, or this sequence didn't work for me.
People I totally gladly list all the shit I didn't like, but it's pretty spoilery. I mean, like the Cyclops scene. I like that the Cyclops doesn't talk. I don't like how they like how they escaped. It's stupid because it's like the cave is wide open when they come in. So theoretically, all you got to do is wait for him to leave the next day, and he should theoretically leave the cave wide open again, and you just walk out. Right? That was stupid.
So what you're saying is you would be a little more critical about it if you didn't want to ruin other people's experiences. But
like I said,
you understand the controversy to a degree, because what I'm getting here is, out of everybody who likes this movie, you have not the least amount of nuance, but you seem to have a much more positive view of it than most people.
I don't know. Like I'm seeing people glazing it, saying it's the best thing ever. And everything is amazing in it. I disagree with that completely. I'm just saying, like, all the things that everyone was crying about for the past year, they're non-controversies. Like, they are not a problem, you know?
The
problems I had with the movie weren't in the trailers. I mean, I did find the music to be disappointing because I was excited about the soundtrack.
The music was disappointing as well. It didn't...
There was no theme. That was the thing.
There was a theme, but it just wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't great.
You had this percussive drumming that you sort of. How can I describe it? It was like part of the experience. It sort of battered you and propelled the scene along.
His films,
there was no emotion to it. No emotion to it at all.
They're more blended with the sound design on Nolan films. It was the same with Dunkirk, and I was expecting there to be a theme on the Dunkirk movie, at least because it's a throwback to World War II. And
even Tenet, like, because the Ludwig guy, he's his new composer.
Ludwig
Oppenheimer
Göransson
was amazing. I thought Oppenheimer's soundtrack was amazing.
Yeah,
it was great. Tenet is not a good movie, but the soundtrack is fucking crazy. It's cool. I was expecting something similar with this one.
Yeah, there was no theme. I mean, I walked at the rap song at the end. I didn't need that in my life. But I recorded a 35. Yeah, there's a rap song at the end. I recorded a 35-minute review for this today, and the fucking sound didn't record, so I need to do the whole thing all over again.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, a lot of Oscar bait movies. A lot of Oscar bait movies have some stupid song play in the end credits. What I had a problem was people were saying, "Oh, Travis Scott's gonna rap in the movie," and the rap is literally dun 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 dun, a fleet, dun 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 dun, a face, dun 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 dun, a man. Like that's not a rap song. So again, that was also overblown.
No, I actually quite liked that.
It worked
sequence. But
yeah, and honestly, I know some people hated One Battle after Another. I liked it. I'm having a hard time. I think I liked One Battle more than this because One Battle was at least bizarre and hilarious. And
the one thing that I really can't understand is how people said they were bored by this movie.
Well,
that's another thing I don't get.
This review that I've highlighted, I think, is quite interesting, and it's very similar to my own thoughts. This guy is a diehard Nolan fan. I wouldn't call myself a diehard Nolan fan. I certainly like many of his films. This guy considers him a genius. Unfortunately, his more recent movies have failed to resonate with me nearly as much. I felt at arm's length from the Odyssey. I was not emotionally invested in the characters or the story. That for me is the whole issue right there. I could talk for another hour about various things that were technically brilliant, visuals that looked good, acting that was good. I'm with Stupenzo on the an hour on the dialogue and the American thing. I thought was a really poor choice, and I think the reasoning behind it's bollocks. I just he is a master of filming spectacle, as the guy says here. Review for me is bang on. And
he doesn't make good point about his brother as well. Actually, movies. You know, Nolan makes awesome movies, not good movies.
Maybe he needs to go back with writing with better writers like his brother Jonathan Nolan.
Interesting point.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I would like to see Nolan go back to doing like smaller movies again, like he did with Insomnia, because that was brilliant.
Memento.
I mean,
I want to see a Nolan horror film.
Yeah. The thing lately with Nolan, he seems to have these great ideas for concepts of movies, but he keeps forgetting to give us engaging characters to make it a little bit more compelling, but because I mean, it's kind of been like that since Interstellar, because the concept was great, but the movie's kind of wank when you watch it again.
It's not
that movie.
I saw it at the IMAX. I was with my wife at the time, and she was massively underwhelmed by that film.
Yeah,
and it was
Yeah,
after
man.
the time
He has
going
this
to
very
IMAX.
loose approach to how he makes movies, and it shows in the final product. You know, like a loose way of how he shoots his movies, I should say.
Okay, well, we're
even-
running out of our time to talk
Oh, yeah.
about the Odyssey, gentlemen, as we've dominated a
Jesus.
huge
And
portion.
that's how you know. This is how you know it's
the,
at least an interesting film, because I could talk about this movie for at least like several more hours, like just debating it
I'm
and
gonna go
discussing
all
it.
You've got a stream coming up on a Sunday night where you can potentially do that.
There's some interesting
Actually,
ideas behind
Thursday.
it. You know, the unreliable narrator, the nature of the PTSD, the war, what it's done to people, the falling of civilizations. Nolan puts all these themes out there, and that's why the film will probably reward future watches.
Yeah,
if it becomes available in IMAX, I will try and check it out.
Something I think could have totally vastly improved the movie, a little thing that could have vastly improved the movie, is nudity. Specifically titties.
Yeah,
Anne
agreed,
Hathaway should have
agreed.
shown titties. Charlize Theron should have shown titties.
I cannot argue with any of that.
Earn the R rating, because I mean they say 3 F-bombs, and then there's some like, that's another problem with Nolan movies is like instant kills. Like you know, fucking you just put your hands on someone's neck and they fall down immediately. You stab someone once and they just fall asleep immediately.
Yeah,
it's just
just give us the fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme neck break from Double Team. It's like
yeah, I mean, and this is true in Inception and Tenet and Batman movies, like these instant, like comic book style knockouts that happen, you know, in his movies are fun.
It's a very kinetic
They're
style
stupid.
of filmmaking, isn't it? Which is very well
shoot action
portrayed in
scenes
this
very
thing
well.
with the what is it, the Lyconians, whatever they're called.
Yeah, the big giants. I mean,
that action scene is very sort of kinetic and fast moving.
I did like all the trees moving around. I thought that was trippy. Some people were criticizing that. I thought that was cool. I mean,
I liked it.
But
Darth Placer says it sets up even more of the idea that is actually all in Odysseus's head.
but that's why, like Prestige, Memento,
yeah, totally.
what's
Inception,
the
it's got
other
the same
one?
kind of thing. Is he still in the dream? Is he out of the dream? You know, it's...
But what I was going to say was like movies like Prestige and Memento and Oppenheimer are, I think, his strongest movies because there is no action scenes. There's no fight scenes in those movies. I mean, there's like some gunshots and stuff in Memento, but like there's no punch out scene. There's no fist to cuss fight scene in Oppenheimer, which is why, you know, because when he like when you see the action scenes in the Batman movies, you know, they are, you know, janky is the word I'm looking for. Clunky. It's something wrong with like the way he edits and shoots. I mean,
I do also
like I
think
said,
that only Nolan can make this movie. I think nobody else makes this movie apart from Nolan.
Well, only Nolan can make this version of this
specific. Yeah, this is a very Nolan movie. That's what I'm saying. If you don't like Nolan, you're not gonna like this. If you don't like woke shit, I don't really see the problem here because this isn't really that offensive. There are other worse, more stupid movies.
Yeah, the first reason is what stopped me. Like sometimes Nolan just doesn't do it for me, and you could feel this one coming as one of his like more controversial. Wait for streaming. If you're an American, I realize that if you're a British subject, you must see this movie week 1.
Yeah, I will say you are missing something if you don't see this on the big screen. Part of it is the enormity.
Yeah, I agree on that.
I do want to see it on a non-IMAX but big screen. I will see it like on a decent sized screen. But IMAX sometimes overwhelms me to the point where I can't follow it, and I consider IMAX in itself. IMAX in itself is such an unreliable narrator that I immediately went and saw J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movie again, and we all know how terrible that was.
Oh God!
Imagine seeing that twice in a row. Like, oh my God, it wasn't the IMAX. It's terrible, but the IMAX is still just messed up my brain too much to appreciate it.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as like I said, these if you don't like Nolan movies, that's fine, but another thing I liked about this movie was because people are shitting on the Indian guy saying he's Greek, which I understand is funny, but it didn't bother me. I don't know why. It should, but it didn't. Mostly because the movie's like almost like sci-fi. Yeah, that's the other thing. This movie's not real, guys. Helena Troy is not a real person, right? We know that. You guys are aware, just like how King Arthur wasn't real.
And debated, but yeah, for all intents and purposes, she was probably inspired by someone real. But
I am closer. Greece is closer to Africa than I am closer to Dallas, being in Houston.
But Troy was a Grecian colony. It was a colony city of, I think, Athens. The survivors of Greece, by their legend and by the Romans' legend, end up founding Rome. So,
but seeing a
this is
Chinese
fundamental.
person isn't like gonna kill the movie for me.
Hey, I'm
and like I
part
said,
Italian and I'm 1% Chinese. Maybe it's true.
I mean,
people are saying
it can
it's,
destroy some of the verisimilitude if it was a case of like this is presenting itself as a historic recreation of the Odyssey, and it was all right, like everything else about it was correct, but then there was like the United Colours of Benetton cast, then that might be a little bit weird. But that combined with the dialogue and everything, I'm fine with it. It's just
and there's cyclopses and witches and fucking sea
contemporary
monsters and
play.
shit. Like,
you know,
I guess I'm ready to potentially enjoy this movie. I just, not right away, not on IMAX, not in some overwhelming format, and not until I've heard from a few people. It didn't.
Well, you've heard from a few people now.
Well, the other thing is this movie's not a popcorn
right?
flick. That's the other thing why people could probably not like it is this is not a popcorn flick. This is not an action film either. It's a drama that's very heady and very, like I said, like very information heavy, and it's not like a challenging watch. It's
very
like,
grounded, isn't it, Enzo? It's very grounded, like
Just
most of
the-
Nolan's films.
Well, that's the thing like James Cameron
ratings-
does, like Chris Nolan, is it's very
ratings out
it's
of 10.
like very utilitarian dialogue that's meant to like kind of dumb it down.
Yeah.
So fucking, everyone can kind of get it.
Time to move on. Time to move on. What's your rating out of 10, please?
Like I said, I'd give it I say no 7s are allowed, so I give it an 8.
Okay, all right, cool. Northern, your rating out of 10 that you saw on a tiny, crappy cam version?
Number 5. Even if I saw it at the cinemas, I'd feel the fucking same. I would. I mean, Nolan's kind of been hit and miss for me for the last 10 years. He really has.
Okay. I believe you'll need to tell us whether that's true after you've been to the cinema, but yes.
I can imagine it. Anyway.
It's still a 5 out of 10 for me at the minute, but with the caveat that I do want to see it at the IMAX, and I may change my rating. I just
8 for me.
Eight.
It gets filed under it is what it is, and it's a Nolan film, and I got what I thought I'd get.
Yeah, I mean the woke casting. Here's the question, Lance. I have a question for you and everybody here.
Go for it.
And I'm hoping you guys say the correct answer because there is a correct answer here. You have a choice, and you have to pick one.
Go for it.
Watch a terrible woke gay movie, or eat shit. Eat literal feces. Now I thought. No one would say
no-brainer.
You'd think so, but I was in a group, in a Facebook group, and you would be surprised how many dozens of people said outright
No, I wouldn't. It was a Facebook
they would
group.
not
They
watch a
already
woke
hate
movie.
themselves.
Yeah, but
They already
Stupenzolicious,
hate themselves
that should
on
tell you
Facebook.
something about the merit of joining a group full of retards. So
I
you
know. That's
know
what
what the
I'm
scary
realizing.
thing
This movie pissed me off because it wasn't, not because it was bad, but because it's good, and I'm surrounded by idiots. That's what it was disillusioning. I realized.
Imagine if I told you that a film being woke doesn't necessarily make it bad.
moving on.
Barbie.
Okay, we're moving
Barbie.
on. We're moving
woke
on.
movie, liked it.
We're going
I feel
on.
like
We're
I don't
moving.
need
We're
to
moving.
see this
We're
movie
moving
anymore.
on. Let's talk about something less painful. Avengers Doomsday official trailer.
Thank God.
You said less painful. You said less fucking painful. How was this less painful?
Let's get the stream of copyright takedown.
That had become painful for me.
Because I don't want to get taken down. I'll talk about this very briefly. I haven't seen a superhero movie in quite a while, but I thought I'll watch the trailer and see if the trailer's got anything in it that sort of interests me. And I just thought, wow, this is going to be a really boring film because it's full of faces saying nothing, and just there's some fights, and these are all the same kind of fights I've seen before. Now this scene I thought could be moving between McKellen and Patrick Stewart, because they're both near the end of their natural time on Earth anyway, so that might have a deeper resonance for other reasons. But there was nothing else in this trailer that really, I just thought, this is all just fucking boring.
Lot of substance-free spectacle, right?
It's
slop.
This trailer, it's more like defeat. It's like, hey, you guys didn't like any of the shit we tried the last couple of years, so here's more of the shit that you liked 10 years ago, right? You like it? We're like, no, not really.
I was surprised to find out how far in the future it's coming out. Is this another pushed date? Because I was in the impression we were a little closer.
No, it
I
comes
was
out
just like,
Christmas.
I was
it's
in
going
the
up
impression we were
against
a little
June.
closer.
So,
Yeah, I thought
near
they
my
got
birthday, basically, mid-December.
I'm telling you, I'm way more excited about the werewolf movie coming out this Christmas than this. You know, and then I'm more excited about the werewolf movie over Dune. I would say I'm more excited about Dune over this. I'm gonna watch all three though. Let's be real.
I'm more excited about Dune. I'm not going to watch this, but I am excited for Dune.
Now, here's the thing I will say. Like, this movie's going to be dumb, member berries and shit, but, like, you know, you can't judge these movies on the trailer, because if you look at the Endgame trailer, that trailer told us nothing. You had no idea what was coming in that movie. So, you know,
this one
expect a whole lot of cameos.
They basically, the last film to make a load of money was Deadpool and Wolverine. So they looked at Deadpool and Wolverine and went, what's that got in it? Loads of cameos. Right, let's put loads of cameos on our next Marvel film. Because that is the imagination of a studio executive. That's all they've got. They're throwing
if they had real balls, this movie would be rated R.
Exactly. They're throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. This film cost $450 million to make. It can't make a profit. Honestly, it's just they're just trying to keep the Marvel franchise going so they can reboot it. That's all they're trying to do. I watched the trailer and I was just like, it's a Marvel film. And that's
but
all
Cyclops is in it.
Yeah, but I'd probably for like 10 minutes, you know. I mean, there's so many people in this film. How are they going to make a narrative?
Yeah, it's just going to be that's the whole point. It's people are going to be in it so briefly. And taking their
You're going to get to see all your favorite heroes die again.
I haven't gotten past the part where Patrick Stewart sort of flirted with that Pedro Pascal sort of overly exposed slight irrelevance. So, like, I don't think his scene's going to do much for me either, to be honest.
I know. I just don't even want that. I just see them in the trailer again. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like the joke. How many times has Professor X died in these movies?
It's like 5.
4.
He's like Optimus Prime.
I think it's 3.5 times.
He's
3.5.
Like Stan Lee was all elderly, being dragged to all those Comic Cons. It's like, let that man rest.
He died in Wolverine. He died in Doctor Strange in the Mansion of Madness. So that's 3.
Oh my God!
Multiverse of Madness. Yes.
Wormy just pointing out that this is this is probably a 2-parter movie. There's probably a second part coming out like 6 months from December.
Yeah, the next one is oh God, is it?
But doesn't Professor X also die in Patrick Stewart's form? But we don't see all
Secret
every minute
Wars?
of it in what?
Yeah, Secret Wars, exactly. No, but I'm saying there might be a Doomsday Part 2, like, you know, like like they might split this one movie in half.
Yeah, that makes sense because of the amount of characters in it. I mean, I don't know.
So fucking annoying.
I'm morbidly curious to see Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom.
Of course. Like, I'm going to go see it, and I probably hate it. I'm tired of the cape shit, guys.
That's probably the thing that's got me kind of intrigued about it, but it's just going to be more slop, guys. And the reason it's going to be more slop is because we've had 2 phases of the MCU where nobody gives a shit about any of the characters. It's not like Infinity War and Doomsday.
I like this comment. It's a Greek guy under the Wakanda mask.
There they go. You know what it is? We're going to see they're infatuated right now with 2 movies. They think that Fantastic Four movie is better than it was, and the Deadpool and Wolverine movie that was referenced earlier. It's going to be a sick mashup between those, and whether it works or not is anybody's guess. I'm saying more likely not that it doesn't.
Yeah.
RRTNZ says for $2, end times have arrived. Enzo is talking 100% truth.
Hug your children and hold them close.
Well,
I mean, we can only hope.
We'll move on because I don't want to spend too much time on this. But yeah, I don't think any of us are particularly excited, are we?
I mean, I know the full plot for this film. It's not good, just to let you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, this week's full plot for the film.
It's not just with. It's just there's just like this IP mining that's been going on, and it's all about. There's a nostalgia addiction. Like, you know, I'm not gonna like. You know, there's all these like quote unquote movie reviewers, but they only watch movies that are, you know, based on some intellectual IP that they know about when they were kids, you know? Like
I'm so done with the shared universe, Enzo. I'm so done with it. I want all multiverses to end. I've just done with it.
Right.
Yeah,
I've been saying this for the past year or two, like ditch continuity with superhero movies. Like every superhero movie should be a new, like the next Superman movie should be like a new director, new costume, new cast. Like, who gives a shit? It's just like
make
Godzilla
a genre
movies.
as well. Give me a horror film. Give me a film noir. Give me
make it set in the 40s.
Fantasy. Yeah, do all this. Just do interesting stuff with it because unfortunately, MCU is so formulaic now that it is just slop. I mean, you can pretty much predict what's going to happen in the movie at any given point. It's awful.
It does seem like there's some. It does seem like there's some desperate. Yeah, it does seem like there is some desperation as well because they're trying to make Dr. Von Doom as someone a lot more intimidating and more powerful than Thanos. And like, really? I know.
And again, they've done no groundwork for it, so he's a brand new character.
Dr. Doom is supposed to be a badass. I mean, like, if you had Dr. Doom versus Thanos without the gauntlet, like, we're talking comic book shit, like, that would be a crazy fight. Because this is probably going to be the most comic book accurate Doom we've gotten ever. So I mean, but like I said, I just don't give a shit about this stuff anymore. I mean, I'd rather watch a movie like Positions, or what was another good one? The Indian guy from Odyssey. Everyone's talking about how he was in Tenet and he was in this and that. He was in a really it was one of those movies that was like trying to be woke, but it was accidentally based. And it was the sci-fi movie. I talked about it when it came out a couple years ago. It's called The Assessment. It's got Alicia Vikander and him and Elizabeth Olsen, and it's like an anti-natalist, like, sci-fi dystopian future where you have to, like, go through this rigorous assessment to get a license to have babies. And it was like psychological drama with this, like, sci-fi future backdrop, and it was cool. But the point is, like, 99% of these, like, movie buffs have not seen that movie. Because it's not getting any attention because it's not based on a goddamn video game or something. So yeah, these smaller films, that's something like Positions and Backrooms and Obsession for sure. These movies are like, I don't know. We want smaller, more human stories. We want less. We don't need big, fantastical battles to save the world.
No. The smaller stakes are more interesting because they're more personal.
Right, so, personal stories, stories that relate to you on a human level.
And stakes that you can understand. That's the thing. Like, when they go, the multiverse is going to be destroyed. So,
well, I
don't give a shit about the multiverse.
Spider-Man foiling some bank robbers for a change,
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
Yeah, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he left.
Maybe the last minutes is a villain, but yeah.
I just think
he
it's
ran
weird
away from that last movie saying that he was going to be just that. But I have a feeling it's not going to line up that way. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. I've got tickets booked, so we'll see.
One more thing is about Tom Holland, but one part that made me literally laugh out loud in the Odyssey was when Tom Holland makes his angry face. He's like, "That's enough!" And he looks so ridiculous making that angry face. That's enough. Stop hitting that old man. He's not threatening or intimidating at all. Tom Holland. But Spider-Man, I'm gonna go watch Spider-Man. Sure. Am I gonna love it? I don't know. I didn't really care for the last couple. Spider-Man. But what's baffling is 40, 50-year-old men. I'm not gonna watch this movie because it's woke, but I can't wait for Spider-Man. It's just like, all right, dude. Also, the other thing that's baffling is grown men hating, Zendaya and Rachel Zegler with a passion. Like, these are young girls half your age. Like, relax. All right. Yes, they're stupid.
One person
they're stupid girls.
Much less caustic than the others. Zendaya mostly keeps her mouth shut. Rachel Zegler really put a 2-year flame war against civility out there.
Rachel Zegler's an idiot for sure, and that's
the
other
thing.
From
New Jersey, Stupenzo.
I know, and that's the other thing that's being blown out of proportion that normal people don't care about is like, oh, this actor in this movie said something stupid on the red carpet. Very few people are like, well, I'm not going to see that movie now that she's in. Most people don't give a shit about that. That is like Entertainment Tonight, like woman drama. Like women care about this crap. Red carpets and celebrity interviews, celebrity gossip.
Well, I don't feel our audience consists of people who would be influenced that way. You know what I mean? I think our particular audience, I think, is smarter than that.
I just found a dozen people that said they would rather eat a turd than watch.
But you're on a Facebook
garbage
group, which just shows you have some. We have to talk about basic issues of like why anyone would go on Facebook and deal with the meta environment anyway. Not that you couldn't make an argument against any platform, but that one might be the worst.
Yeah, but Facebook is for your IRL friends and family. He's popping in and out for tech difficulties. I'm sure he'll be back.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're going to move on. Admiral, I know you wanted to talk about Star Trek briefly. That you're redoing. You're kind of going through the original show.
We have a chronological viewing going on, and we do it every Saturday night at 9:30 Eastern in America on the East Coast. What we're doing right now is we finished Enterprise. We went through all the episodes. We reviewed all of them. And now we're doing the original series. So it's kind of strange because at the same time we've done New Trek. So we probably are the first people to do 120 Star Trek reviews before ever touching the original series. Very interesting. Me and the crew are having a great time of it. This was an interesting review. We actually, on the first one, it went quite long, 4 hours to review the Man Trap, but it involved the entire world and all the changes since Enterprise. What an incredible moment for sci-fi. This is just really more iconic than it was ever good. And we focused most of our discussion on the decision of which of the 5 stories to go with first, because as we know, this is the second pilot they passed on. And there was also another pilot script offered up to them that gets written far later, where they just didn't like any of Gene's pilot ideas. So this one is the first they ever broadcast, and a lot of our discussion is on, was it the right decision to broadcast it first? So I've got an upload dropping tomorrow on that one, and the live stream is still up there. So give it a check it out if you got a chance. And I'm going to continue moving through the original series and doing my other media reviews too. Because Dutton Ranch sadly is over for now.
Yeah, I do enjoy that show. There was an announcement today about because I follow the official Landman thing on
that's coming soon, 6 weeks,
Instagram, and that's going through a massive revamp for the next season. Taylor Sheridan is personally taking control of the writing range. I think
great.
I think there's a consensus from some quarters that it went off the rails the last season. I personally didn't mind it, but it's getting a major reboot for sure.
Do you think what happened was that a lot of people protested the Ali Larder and Ainsley and Angela story at the old folks home? Because when we saw the old folks the second time after all the uproar from, is it episode 2? Where it's really tasteless with the toys that they give them and stuff like that.
And they take them to the strip club. I thought that was fucking hilarious, personally.
All right, I did too, but there was a lot of people went crazy about that. Then we kind of we have the pirate episode where it seems like they're trying to figure out what's going on, and we have weird stuff like we have people walking in who weren't set up to be there, who don't end up at the table. We have Sam Elliott talking about things that were never in the episode, and that one seems chopped up to try to fix stuff. I think they wanted to detoxify the Angela and Ainsley story, not because it was bad, but because they were getting so much incoming from it. And Taylor Sheridan was stretched real thin. He made the best judgment he could. I think that Taylor Sheridan addressed his pacing problem and did excellent damage control in Landman 2. I think it stands as a really good testimony to what a guy under pressure can do writing on the fly. He had an excellent landing with a poor takeoff with all the criticism. He changed that Ainsley story to the college tale with her friend from Minnesota, where they're going to learn to try to understand each other, and did a perfect execution to a story where the character grows instead of remaining a punching bag. So he also took the woke elements and wrapped them around the way he got out of it. I like the way Taylor Sheridan has done damage control, and his pacing problem in this last season of the Dutton Ranch seems to be minimized. So the Paramount deal probably contributed to some of the bad pacing we saw. Especially in 1923.
Can you elaborate further on the Paramount deal?
The Paramount deal it continues to go through the Warner Brothers part
merger
is where it is. I don't know. Do you want the Paramount part that affects Taylor Sheridan, or do you want the
just extremely briefly how it's impacting Taylor Sheridan? Regardless.
Okay, what happened was Taylor Sheridan was with Universal originally, and he was a Universal TV maker with Peacock, which is NBC. He was then able to be pulled away from confusion at Peacock to Paramount, where he got a contract for about 5 years to do shows, and he waited for Yellowstone to they had to what the air out of the NBC Universal product that is Yellowstone, because it was so legally messed up while they divided the characters among the writers. It was a real legal mess. So he did his prequels where no one else owned the characters. 1923 suffers from the pacing problem. The Paramount deal gets finished September 9th, 2024, but regulation holds it off for a year. There was a lawsuit from the United States president affecting some things that happened during that. Maybe some people did some people some favors. The whole thing's murky. The Paramount deal was in flux for so long that Taylor Sheridan couldn't be offered a proper contract, was threatened with a 25% reduction in budget, and was planning under those circumstances when he signed with Universal, who was just always more solvent and the mothership for him in the first place. They could have had him, but he didn't extend because they were too confused, but they closed their deal. In closing, with the Warner Brothers thing we see, it looks like the Ellisons might just be bad at mergers, or mergers in America and communications go extremely slow.
Dude, that's kind of similar to Nolan with like Warner Brothers. He wanted Tenet to come out in theaters, and this is like 2021 pandemic shit, or 2020, I guess, and they said no, we can have it come out in theaters and on streaming on HBO, and he hated him for that. So then he went to Universal and then did Oppenheimer, won Best Picture, broke all these records, and then Universal let him do Odyssey, and so yeah, I think Warner Brothers is kicking themselves as well.
With Sheridan, what happened was the sale was done but put on hold, and no one could make a deal for so long that he was in purgatory for the first year before the sale, wondering what was going to happen. Then he's their strongest asset, so the people left are like, don't leave, you will be a priority. And when they came back, these are the priorities, and Americans will understand this very much. They needed to renew the NFL contract. They needed to renew the UFC MMA contract, and he was number 3 on that. They got 1 and 2 done, and Universal saw their opportunity, and they said, look, you don't have to just write streaming shows. How would you like to be a movie maker? So he's already a Universal movie maker who can produce cinematic Universal movies, and he's going to stay with Paramount until the end of 2029. So we have some good pacing and future for the shows that are in play now.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I'm surprised thank you for letting me try to do it. I'm looking forward to seeing if I was able to make sense of that Warner Brothers thing. That 20 years of insanity compressed to 1 minute.
That was more than 1 minute, but
they've been for sale for more than 20 years, though. That took forever. The Redstones started ttrying to sell it in 2005.
All right. Well, good job. Yeah. So there we are.
Thank you, my man.
We still seem to be missing Critic out, but maybe
he said his computer crashed and died or blew up or something.
Okay, well, I know all about that. Maybe his spiders broke out. It's Kingdom of the Spiders in full over there. All right, well, we're kind of out of time. There wasn't anything else really I wanted to get into, but we do have some new shows dropping soon, and various other things. But don't forget to watch Yellow Hair and the City of Gold, Fortress of Gold, whatever, starring Noreen Landon. We'll be discussing that in depth next week. That'll be fun. Is there anything out at the cinema this week coming up worth going to see? We got any new summer releases?
I think we're in the slack between marquee weeks, right?
Yeah, but there's always something coming out. Let's see. New movies releasing, upcoming releases.
Let me see what
I think
on at the big screen. To clarify, that's the big screen that Northern Bastard definitely always goes to see his films at.
Okay, so the 23rd is something called, we got the Alan Richardson Motor City shit, and then Pinocchio Unstrung. Ooh, you know what I want to see next week? Her Private Hell. Sophie Thatcher being chased by a serial killer, directed by Nicholas Winding Refn. That'll be the movie to watch.
Yeah, I want to check that out. I like that director.
Interesting. Is Pinocchio Disney though, or what's
Pinocchio Unstrung? Is like one of those shitty horror movies, but it's got really creepy practical effects that the puppet looks fucking weird. So I'll probably check that out too. Maybe.
Yeah,
Chicken Run's getting a re-release.
Oh, nice one.
2000. Yeah. But and they're doing a.
Mel Gibson is the original.
There's a load of Wallace and Gromit stuff, but. Dude, I mean, there's nothing here, man. For me in my local cinema, I can go and see a Tamil movie. I can go and see Janga Nayagan, a clash of ideologies. One who fights for the people, the other who thrives on control.
I think a lot of people might have been afraid that Supergirl was going to do okay when they were thinking last year before details started coming out, right? A year ago, when you're planning this, you're like, we'll go later in the summer. I could see why this would be a pretty empty week.
Supergirl's not even on anymore. Look at this.
I know, but last year that was unforeseeable, right?
I could go and see The Magic Faraway Tree. Has anybody heard anything about this? With Claire Foy and Andrew Garfield. Modern family forced to relocate to the remote English countryside. It doesn't look very English on the poster. But
I bet you it's bad, but his performance will probably be great. That seems to be Andrew Garfield's MO in movies.
I like him. I think he's a great actor. I like Claire Foy. Fucking fantastic. She's amazing.
He does a great American accent. Fantastic. Possibly one of the best. He does a great New York accent, so he can do 2 different American accents. I respect him as an actor.
I bet he can probably do more than 2.
The thing is that he can nail both of them convincingly to an American, 2 different regions. Like he can do New York, and then he's doing a different one in that Mel Gibson movie he's in. And isn't Chicken Run 1 a Mel Gibson movie too?
Yeah,
stars in it.
He plays Rocky the Rooster.
I wouldn't call it a Mel Gibson movie.
No, it's not a Mel Gibson movie.
He directed Chicken Run. That'd be insane.
No, he didn't. He did not direct Chicken Run. This is the Magic
Man Without a Face. Braveheart. Chicken Run.
This actually looks quite fun. I mean, I'm guessing it's a family film, sort of.
It's rated NC-17, bro. You gotta watch out for that one. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's not. I mean,
I do want to see Her Private Hell. That looks fun, or not fun, but it looks, it looks style over substance type slasher flick. And like I said, if anything I'm saying here tonight upsets you or you disagree, which remember, it's just movies. And if you still disagree, I guess you could watch that crappy Citizen Vigilante movie or some shitty Daily Wire or Angel Studios movie to own the libs, if that makes you feel better. I'll watch real movies made for grown-ups, please, if you don't mind.
Is it possible you could come back with this haircut next week? Is that doable?
No.
Oh, shame. Oh, well, it's worth asking.
I wish.
Well, do you know what? This looks kind of fun. I like the quirky characters and I, sort of these kinds of films. You don't get these very often. Looks like quite a fun movie. Might go and see that. We'll see.
Tars Plato saying if Nolan did Superman, he wouldn't have any power. You're thinking of Man of Steel. Didn't he produce that? Man of Steel sucks. I hate it.
He is indirectly responsible for the entire Snyderverse because he set him up as the successor, and it's supposedly the same Batman, which it can't be. It just can't.
Yeah, Dark Knight was like The Matrix, where it was such a cool movie that it ruined movies for a while. Fuck.
Okay. Yeah, no, guys, do you want to plug your stuff?
I guess I'll be on. I might go on Dark Hours right now. Talk more about the Odyssey and all the idiotic discourse around it. And Tighten Up Tuesdays for AJ's, Abomination AJ's channel tonight. And we'll probably watch some movies in his Discord. So packed day today. And then tomorrow, our full-length We Watch movie commentary is for the audience voted for Three Ninjas, which is one of the early We Watches we did back in 2023. And it's coming back full-length, no copyright claims. And what a stupid, fun movie that we had a blast laughing at. And then, I will be streaming Thursday. I'll be on Toasty with the Mosties channel Thursday. And I am going to be doing a Stupenzo cast after that around 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I think we're going to hit the second tier goal where I'm going to do the Hot Ones challenge. And we got some other fun Odyssey-related garbage to watch and more Baywatch nights. And we're going to be drinking and smoking and eating spicy chicken wings and partying and having a good time. Yeah, should be fun. Come hang out.
Okay. Luke?
Yeah, on Friday I'm going to be doing talking about Assassins with Sylvester Stallone and Antonio Banderas. And on Sunday, me and Admiral Teag, Kung Fu Hot Dog, and anyone else that wants to jump on, we'll be talking the Miami Vice episode, Evan. And just rewatched it, got my notes on it, and fuck me, it is still emotional all these years later. It really is. It still hits hard.
Good stuff. Well, just to remind everybody, I've got two more industry interviews this week. Now, Monica LeGarrett's actually been corresponding with me while we've been live. He's just got his days mixed up, but he is still coming on Thursday. So, and I've been spending a fair portion of time this week looking at some of the stuff that he's done. And man, I mean, like the guy's done 43 episodes of Designated Survivor, among other things. But this guy has he's got an amazing career. He's also in Lioness. We've got season 3 of that coming out pretty shortly. He's in the Terminal List. Of course, I loved his character in 1883. He was like the lone African-American cavalryman.
He did a great job in that. Yeah, he was fantastic in 1883.
Really good in 1883.
He was able to stand there with Sam Elliott and not disappear and go toe-to-toe with an actor of that greatness.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he could hold his own in a scene with Sam Elliott.
Where Sam is really being emotional, that when we first see them together, Sam's thinking some very dark thoughts, and you know what? Like that's powerful. That was power. Just that's how he walked into my viewing life.
So just to remind you guys, he'll be on 8 p.m. I think. I mean, subject to his availability, of course, in case anything comes up. This is a very busy actor, but he'll be on at 8 p.m. UK time. So starting an hour before this show started. I mean, he said 9 p.m. originally. It's not impossible. We might switch back to that. So just keep an eye on the live stream. I'll update it if there's any changes. I've also got an actor, British actor, director coming in tomorrow called Stephen Murphy. Now, Stephen Murphy is an indie filmmaker like myself who has a company called Hard Work Films. He's basically he tried to get into like drama school and stuff like this, and he was rejected, and suffered. I think I don't want to be inaccurate, but I think he told me he had dyslexia and things of that nature. So he's making his own movies and putting them out there. He's done like I think about 6 already. This is him in the back. So he's coming on tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We're going to talk about his films. He sent me a couple of them to watch. So I'm going to be watching them tomorrow before the interview. This is exactly the sort of person that this channel is here to support. If you're an independent creative, the doors have been closed to you, as they often are, unfortunately, in our business, because it's very classist, not to mention full of wankers. This is why my channel primarily exists, is to support independent creators. Yes, it's great getting in, well-known actors and well-known film producers and stuff. They don't really need to come on. But people like Stephen need exposure. They need support. They need, people coming in who can help him get his films made. So this is very much my ideal guest. So I hope some of you will come on and watch it, because he's not famous. So he's not going to get that draw on the chat or whatever, because people won't know who he is. But it would be great if we had some people in the chat asking questions. It's not just me and him. So if you can come on tomorrow at 8 o'clock and check out some of Stephen Murphy's work, we'll show some more clips and things. I think it'll be an interesting interview. And again, I'm very supportive of people who just go out there and get it done with whatever resources they've got available.
They'll be famous soon enough.
Well, we'll see. Yeah.
We can have a hand in it, right? Show up for the stream, support this artist. Maybe you buy into his vision and go see his movie, and everyone helps.
Exactly, mate. That's exactly, that's exactly why this channel's here. So yeah, well said, sir. Well said. On Sunday from 5 p.m, I'm going to be doing my first mega stream in quite a while. What do I mean by that? Well, it's going to be a stream that starts and keeps going until I drop. It'll probably run for about 5 hours from 5 p.m. on Sunday, at least until 10 p.m. On Sunday. And it is the 5-year anniversary stream. So it's 5 years since the channel in its current form started out, and my good man Stupenzo made this very appropriate, awesome thumbnail for the stream. There we go. You could have had me smiling, but anyway. So, and I do very much look like that when I'm dancing about in the clubs. This is a very accurate depiction of me.
Yeah, anyway, well, if you're having a post like that, you got to brood. Brooding looks cool on posters.
Okay, all right.
It does.
I'll take your word for it. Hasn't got me a bird yet, but I'm brooded quite frequently. So, yeah, so it's the 5-year anniversary stream. Now, listen, you've all been sent the link already. If you check your Twitters, etc., like that, anyone is welcome to come on. For the last hour of the stream, it's going to be open to any subscribers to come on. So we'll literally be putting the link in the chat when we get into the last hour, and literally anyone can come on. That might prove entertaining. But yeah, 5 years of the Outcast Creative this Sunday from 5 p.m. I hope that everyone in the present company will pop on at least for a few minutes. So if you can, I'd very much like to see you there. And that also goes for people in the chat already as well. So
congratulations, sir. 5 years. You paid that. Takes how long Americans take to pay off a car.
Yeah, actually,
you own the channel free and clear now.
The channel's been going for 7 years, since 2019. But it's only been Industry Interview 1 happened in the summer of 2021.
I understand. So
that's why I say the channel in its current form. And the Nielsen ratings, I think, started not long after that. I think it was either early 22 or I can't remember when. And it depends on when we first did it.
Here's to 5 more.
But it's
yeah. First time I was on your channel was you were talking about The Thing with Gary and a few both Garys, I think, and a few other people.
Yeah, that was a Chew the Fat. Yeah. So all of that stuff kind of started around the same time. I decided that the various different things I wanted to do, talk about things in length, review things quickly, have a chat show with a group of people, which is this one. And then the main thing I wanted to do was to interview and support other creatives as well as get experts in. And we've managed to do all of those things. And occasionally I do a bit of gaming, which no one watches because it's not really a gaming channel. But, you know, if I'm gaming, I might as well live stream it. I don't care. So, yeah. So my whips are right here, man. They're literally within arm's reach right now, sitting on the table from dancing about on the weekend. So, and those are whips that light up. They are not for any kind of S&M scenarios. So not my bag. Thank you. But Darth your man if you need to see stuff. So Angel Wings Dance app. I don't have that. That's someone else. Okay. So yeah, that's it for us tonight. Don't forget, I've also got the Monday night Ibiza podcast as well now. We need some more support on that. You might not be a clubber, but come into the chat and join the fun. It's quite a fun stream. And we've got a good panel. And I've got 2 veterans of Ibiza. Sometimes we have some guests on. It's a good laugh. So do come. All right. That's it then. Thanks very much to my panel and the intense discussion on the Odyssey where no one quite agreed. I think that's good. We don't want echo chambers here. I want people to disagree if they disagree in a civilized fashion. And like I said, I didn't dislike the film.
Yeah, like I said, at the very least, we can commend this movie for, all the discourse it's providing.
Yeah,
there we go.
I think that's a skill of a filmmaker to actually provoke that kind of discussion. Is a testament to the power of Christopher Nolan as a filmmaker. And I'll say it again. I said it on Friday. We are lucky that we have auteurs like him still making films like that, as opposed to all these kind of sequels and shit. And and you heard it here first from Miss Sparkles. Bye, guys, and Enzo's gay. So original.
She loves me.
She does. She loves you. It's very hard for her to be so near you yet so far away, and getting so juicy. So, on that bombshell, we're going to shoot off. Do join us tomorrow, 8 o'clock. And then also we're going to be doing another interview on Thursday at 8 o'clock. Both great interviews, both needing of your support. Do come in the chat. Do ask questions. I will put the questions to my guests. In the meantime, it's good night from everybody here. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for making comments. And I'll see you all again real soon.
Where all the misfits and dreamers get innovative. It's film, TV, and theater in the mix. Industry interviews, where ideas get their fix. When you're about to arrive for that very first time, a rush of fear-filled adrenaline. Whatever the experience, it will be mine. Looking out the window, turquoise waters coming into view. Mm-hmm.